the prices.
They blew everybody else out of the water.
I saved between $1,500 and $2,000.
Came here first, got a really good price, went around everywhere else, and it wasn't really even close.
I looked online. I'd actually shopped a couple of local stores. They could not begin to touch the size, the quality, or the pricing.
Crazy the deal that we got. Couldn't believe I was able to get into a ring like this.
Of all the places that I visited, everybody from mom and pop shops to wholesalers to local franchisees, nobody could compete from a pricing standpoint with Diamonds Direct.
It's because Diamonds Direct is a true direct diamond importer with special access to the world's most exquisite diamonds, no middleman markups, and a commitment to beat any price, anywhere, anytime.
Whether it be duty-free in the Caribbean or other countries, Diamonds Direct prices have beaten everything I've looked at.
At least 20% lower than what we had been looking at other stores.
They blew everybody else out of the water.
Get the engagement ring of her dreams at the price you deserve. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion. DiamondsDirect.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right. Get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/joy. That's 4hims.com/joy for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/JOY.
O'Reilly Auto Parts Loaner Tool Program has more than 80 specialty loaner tools available to help you with your next repair. Refundable deposit required. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
Tony La Russa here. Men, are you running out of stamina rounding third base? If so, call my friends at Victory Men's Health in O'Fallon, Illinois. Scoring at home is important, just as important as crossing the plate with the winning run. VictoryMen'sHealth.com.
This hour of the Annie Frey Show is brought to you by Ruler Foods. Low prices, no coupons. Ruler Foods.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Happy Friday. Man, am I glad to tell you that. Thanks for joining us. It is a beautiful, beautiful day here in St. Louis. Hopefully, wherever you are taking in the show from today, you are enjoying the beautiful weather as well. This is how this day goes. It's Friday. We're going to have a whole crew in here. Hannah's back in the studio with us today, starting at 1 o'clock. Wiggins is back with us, and he's doing much better. And then this is how this goes. We look outside. If you remember a while back, we look outside the window. We look over a park here in downtown St. Louis across from the library. And there was a man who was taking care of his business of the number 2 variety.
He was doing paperwork without paper.
Yeah, there was no paper.
He could have used Dumpkins.
Yes, he could have really used some Dumpkins from yesterday's show. Thanks, Trisha. You've ruined my yesterday. So what happened is right before we start the show today, we have Wiggins in the studio with us. And all of a sudden we look out and there's, I think there's a news crew out there and they're going to do a news report. We have no idea what for. And they're getting set up to do this news report. I think this guy's looking at me. He's looking at me right now. I think the camera crew man is.
I wonder if they're listening.
So Wiggins is going to go casually stroll in the background of this news report and try to get on the news as man in park. And I think it's Channel 4. And I don't know what the news report is for. So we're waiting for him. I hope he's I hope he's safe.
No
It's
joke.
like some dead body in the park. We're like, just go casually stroll around there.
Just walking across. Oh, what is that?
So set the table for us. I'm going to open the other shade here while you're talking.
Set the table. So today is Hannah's last show with us. So we have today's YouTube poll, which is, what will you miss the most about Hannah? Will you miss her refocusing the show, refocusing Wiggins? Will you miss her youthful contributions? Or miss pretty much everything else about her?
Yeah.
Or everything about her. So we're going to have her come in at 1. We're going to do Ask Me Anything. So get your questions in. Plenty of good topics to ask us anything about.
Yeah.
And then in the 2 o'clock hour, we're going to have Corey and Kendra Malone from Air Comfort in to play X's and O's, and Hannah will be back as an expert on X's and
One
O's.
last expert before she vacates 97.1 and goes to the morning show on Y98. So we're going to have her in here starting at the 1 o'clock hour, and we would love for you to come in and join us. Make sure you give her some well wishes. I am setting up my extra camera. Oh, there he is. Ryan is, ooh, too much noise.
Yeah.
Ryan is outside, standing in the middle of the park on the phone.
He's calling in. So Ryan is calling in, and it looks like we have him on the phone. Should I put him on air? He called in? Yeah.
Hey, Ryan.
Hey, it's good to be back.
You've been sick. Tell us what's going on.
Well, since I've been kind of in quarantine, I figured I would start today by being outside. And since I'm going to be outside, I figured if there's a Channel 4 camera in the courtyard right next to us, I would just sort of stand in that shot, which I am currently doing.
Is there any indication what kind of news report? We thought, what if there's some violent crime that is being reported in the park right now? And we thought, well, let's go put Ryan in the middle of it. I mean, this is 97.1 investigative journalism, I suppose.
I can't tell what they're reporting right now. I can see their truck. I can see 3 people. They are not paying very close attention to me. They're not. See, I don't know that they're live yet. The camera is literally right at me right now, though. So once they go live, I will be on Channel 4 at this moment, but I don't know when that'll happen. So we're just going to hang out here, and hopefully I can get close enough to, cough on them a little.
Oh, no,
don't do that.
No. So I do want to talk to you, Ryan. Today we are acknowledging the fact that it is Hannah's last day in the studio with us. She's moving up to Y98. She's going to be joining us at 1 o'clock. Ryan, people have been asking about you as well, and we let them know that you were working on feeling better. Is there anything you want to say? Because you have not been on the show for 6 shows, I think.
Yeah, I think maybe. Yeah, that's right.
6, 7.
So I went on vacation at the end of last week, and this was supposed to be what we were doing. Oh, I think they're live. Hang on, I'm gonna kind of wander.
You don't have to talk to them. You can still talk to us.
Well, I'm okay. I'm just saying, if you happen to be near a TV, you could tune into both the radio and the TV and see this happening. They're interviewing a guy. That's what they're doing. I don't know what about yet still. So I went on vacation.
I am
and then
currently
on the
interviewing you.
Yeah, I know. But this is way more fun. What I'm doing right now is way better.
Rude.
So I went on vacation. When I came back on the flight home, I think I got COVID on that flight because when I stepped foot in my house, I was like, oh man, I must be really tired from this trip because I need to lay down on the floor right now.
Immediately? It hit you hard?
Immediately. So it had to have happened on that flight. It was right away. And that was like the day before I was supposed to come back and do radio with you guys. And so, man, it hit hard. And then, because I randomly had to go to the doctor that day, so I couldn't avoid even taking the COVID test. I had to take the test, so I had the test and I was positive, so it's good that I did anyway. And then, the protocols kick in, and so then I'm out for 4 or 5 days or whatever. So today's been the first day I could even come back at all. Hey, I'm in the shop. So I don't know what to do, though. I don't want to, acknowledge it, but I do want to acknowledge it.
No, don't ruin the journalism that's happening there. You've probably done enough. I don't know. But anyway, you got COVID on vacation. You took care of yourself. Everybody knows who has listened to us for a while that you have cystic fibrosis. I, among other people, have certainly encouraged you to take it seriously. over the course of the years of COVID.
You probably more than anybody.
That's possible. Like Ryan, you need to focus. You need to key in on make sure you're healthy. Did this version of COVID? What was your experience with it?
You know what? I've never really had a bad experience. It's always been. I mean, literally, it's always been. It's so funny that I'm talking to you outside the studio when I'm back.
Stay with me.
It's so ridiculous.
Stay with me.
It's never been bad. This is the third time that I know I've had it. And I've just it's always been a week of just feeling like you had a cold and then coming back. I think with CF, it probably lingers a little longer. So I don't think it hits me as deep and hard as you'd think it would. Like, I think that's just pretty much the same as anybody else.
Yeah.
But I think that it does the kind of like the getting energy back and getting over a cough and kind of stuff like that. I think that lingers a little bit longer than it would for other people, but it's pretty much a normal cold for me.
So, but you're feeling well, and you did the whatever. I had to go check and say with people here, I'm like, what even are the recommendations these days? And I think they said 5 days from onset of symptoms or something. So
yep.
You're back, and why don't you come back up? I think they're shooting. I think you've done what you need to do. Come back in the studio and help, because man, I said to Brad yesterday off the air, I'm like, I miss Ryan being in here and saying something absolutely ridiculous that I get to say Ryan or what, and then you do the next 3 or 4 minutes of the show. My throat is hopefully it's just sore from all of the talking I've been doing this week. But we're glad to have you back. Hannah's going to be back. Come back on up to the studio, and we'll continue the show.
All right, I'm walking up now. You guys have had some good interviews this week, by the way, but I'll see you in just a second.
That's great. Thank you. Yeah, we'll see if he makes the Channel 4 reporting package from across the street from the library. Hannah will be in here at 1 o'clock, and before she gets here, just if you haven't heard the news yet, it's been public news since midweek. Hannah tried out for and got the job to be one of the co-hosts on the morning show on Y98. And we'll talk about it a little bit more when she's in here later. But, you know, Brad, when you think about where Hannah was when she started with us and watching her grow and really just take the bull by the horns the entire time, it sucks for us, but there's no possible way that we would ever on this show want to deny her the opportunity that she's been presented with.
Right. And, like, I would be upset with her if she's like, oh, no, I'll pass.
Yeah.
No, go take that opportunity and run with it. Build your career. You're young. This is an opportunity that somebody your age doesn't get every day. So whenever you're provided the opportunity, when opportunity knocks, you answer.
Yeah.
So, but it just seems like it was just yesterday that she was just that wide-eyed girl sitting out there in the AP booth, you know, filling in as we were in a transition period.
Yeah.
And
it seems to be the perpetual state of my show.
Yeah. Just
you don't go anywhere.
I'm not going anywhere.
Ryan
I'll
Wiggins
do my best.
got back and went into the park.
Yeah.
For a stroll in the park. We are going to talk about some news today as well. Some of the news came out about the jobs report that was released today. Here's a CNBC report
The
on it.
deterioration is large. The significantly large revisions make me nervous. It really it distorts the kind of view that we have and how much we've slowed over the last several plus months.
So this is one of the consistent things that really, really irks me. And I'm not here to be an economist and to talk to you about this is what this sign and that sign mean for the future of our American economy. I mean, I know what my personal experience is. It's anecdotal. I'm sure that it's similar to yours, but again, it's anecdotal. But how frequently are we getting these numbers that the president is taking victory laps on, and then the revisions they're drastic?
Yeah, like 6-figure revisions. I think the last one was revised down several 100,000 jobs.
What did you think about that, Ryan?
I would say I mostly disagree.
Okay. Welcome back. It's you've been gone for long enough and back for short enough that it's good to have you here.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a sweet spot, isn't it? By the end of the day, you'll be like,
1 o'clock when Hannah gets here, it's going to be about that time.
Yeah, I might go get a couple tacos at 1.
Are you
exactly what you were talking about.
This is an important question. Are you medicated?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm on cold meds for sure.
You like them?
Yeah. They make you feel like everything's okay. You know, take the edge off a little bit.
Speaking of Bidenomics.
Couple beers in.
Yeah. Is that what the Biden administration is on?
Oh, you're talking about Bidenomics.
Well, I'm talking about the frustration that I have with the victory lap every time the jobs numbers come out, September 1st. Welcome to September, folks. Good grief, that's unbelievable. It's almost Christmas, by the way. Just want to slip that in there. When the jobs numbers come out, we hear the president picks all the positives out of it, calls it capital B Bidenomics, champions it, tells you that he's responsible for all the good things that are happening, and we're all going, but I don't really feel the good things that are really happening to me. Oh, and by the way, we just revised the numbers from the last 2 months, and they were not good.
Oh, yeah, that's common.
It drives me crazy because they're lying.
Well, they are. I mean, part of it's politics. Part of it is that's what you're supposed to do when you're the administration.
I said, they're lying.
Yeah. When you're the administration, you're supposed to take the good numbers and say, hey, look at us. And then the bad numbers, you go, don't look over there behind that curtain. That is more on display in this administration, though, than I've ever seen. Partially because of a compliant media who allows it to happen. But you're right. I think the message is falling on deaf ears because nobody can feel it. Nobody is going, man, you know what? Economically, I feel like I'm in a good place. I'm going to go buy a boat. You know, nobody's in the spot where they're making luxury purchases right now unless their personal situation has actually changed that much, regardless of Biden.
A lot of those luxury purchases have just been made with the checks, the fat checks that the American taxpayer was laundering through the government to give to people in a time of great peril because the government shut everybody down. It's frustrating. Well, the numbers continue to get revised, and we sit here and listen to Joe Biden continuously talk about, the Wall Street Journal called it Bidenomics, but didn't seem like that was really supposed to be nicely said at first, but let me tell you how it's great. And then he tells us how it's great, and then we're just supposed to go, oh, okay. Sorry, it's not my experience. I mean, in my family, when I have 4 children to feed, to raise, to clothe, one of them still in diapers, hopefully not for long, everything. If we go to the grocery store, it's unbelievable. When we go to the gas pump and it's $3.80, it's climbing over $3.80 right now. It's unbelievable. I'm a big proponent of the Upside app. I think I'm going to share my link again because I know people are worried about this information that gets collected with the Upside app, and I've read the whole terms of service. It is nothing.
Of course you have.
What?
You read the whole terms of service for Upside.
Sleep. I thought it would put me to sleep.
That doesn't even sound like something you'd want to do when you can't sleep.
I wanted to go to sleep, so I thought I'll read the terms of service because I hear what people are saying about it. And then you know what happened? I read it all, and then I didn't fall asleep.
My gosh. But I guess we can trust your information having gone straight to the source.
I read it, and I am very comfortable with the idea that it is no different than anything else.
Yeah.
And it's like, ooh, I can put my fist on the table and say I'm not going to save 10 cents a gallon on gas because my information is mine. It's not. It isn't. They're following you everywhere you go. I mean, it sucks, but it's the truth of the matter. And I want cheaper gas. So I use the Upside app. I'll share the link on my Facebook page. Use it or don't. I get it. But I've saved a lot of money with it. Let's take a quick break here. When we come back, we'll get to some more of the headlines. Do you have a Wiggins? Do you know how to do this still? Do you know what we do here on this Andy Frey show?
In this next segment, I think I just listen.
You don't even normally do that.
So I just stand here and collect a paycheck.
You should have hosted this show.
I look nice, though.
You should have hosted this show, and we should have switched spaces.
Yeah, that would have been all right. You should have gone down there and been on Channel 4 just now like a huge star.
Oh, it's not what I was going to call it. But the video of it's fantastic. Thank you for being here today. We're going to continue to comb through some of the news stories of the week. Wiggins America at 12:45. The bee or not the bee?
Got it.
Back on schedule?
Yeah.
Did you do it? Did you prepare the
I not only did it, I have more than usual.
All right. Well, then we'll break early in the next segment.
Okay.
And I will turn it over to you.
Let's do it.
And then our dear Hannah joins us at 1 o'clock for the rest of the show. Her send-off show here with the Annie Frey Show crew. We love her. We're excited for her. She's moving up to Y98's morning show, and we're incredibly happy for her. So come join us on the Annie Frey YouTube channel. Leave your comments for Hannah. She's going to read all of them. We're going to read several of them on the air. And the YouTube live chat poll for today. What will you miss the most about Hannah? Is it her refocusing of the show and getting it back online? Specifically refocusing Wiggins, her youthful contributions, or pretty much everything? Go to the Annie Frey YouTube channel. We'll be right back.
It won't take long for you to find out. I reckon
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show on St. Louis's home for conservative talk. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show.
Raised up right. If you're looking for a fight, try that in a small town.
I was just talking with Tom Cohn of the Diamond Shop, and one of the things that they do at the Diamond Shop, I love this feature, and I was checking with a friend who was thinking about getting something special for, I think it was a 16th birthday, and they were trying to think of something unique, and I thought of the Diamond Shop, because in Clayton, they've been around since 1910. You can absolutely rely on them to give you good information, to guide you through the process, but also to be conscious of, what you're looking for paired with what you are looking to spend. They have this diamond stud. It's not a program. I don't know what it is. It's a really cool feature. You can go buy what I would say are starter studs, just teeny tiny little diamonds that can be the first pair of diamond stud earrings that you or your loved one will get to enjoy. But then you get to trade them up and trade them in, trade them up. And as the course of time passes on and occasions get to be a little bit bigger and stronger, you can improve the size, the quality of those stud earrings. I think it's a fantastic thing. And I mean, it's like $100-ish, maybe, depending on what you actually pick out to get into this program, and then use it over the course of a lifetime to improve upon. I love that they do this. It's one of the ways that they make jewelry affordable for people, and you get to have something that's really special. If you're looking for something for Christmas, 6 months same as cash right now, you can find all the info online at thediamondshop.net.
Wake up, people. You are optimizing every waking hour of your life. From carpooling kids, to work, to friends, and everything in between. You have to get sleep, and a bed that can perform as well as you do. Meet the next generation Sleep Number Smart Bed. It effortlessly adjusts to your shape, position, and movements, learning how you sleep, so you learn to sleep better, night after night. Sleep next level, only from Sleep Number.
Don't miss our Labor Day special. Save 50% on the Sleep Number Limited Edition Smart Bed, plus free delivery when you add a base. Ends Labor Day.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Do you have over $10,000 in credit card debt? I'm Cindy Case, a certified debt specialist with accredited debt relief. And by making one quick free call to our specialists, you could be on the road to becoming debt-free. Just ask Katrinia, a real accredited debt relief client. Katrinia was laid off from her job and had to rely on credit cards to survive. Between multiple credit cards and unsecured loans, she could barely afford to make the minimum payments. But our team was able to get her one monthly payment she could afford, which put her on a path to paying off her debt faster than she thought possible. We have already helped more than 200,000 clients like Katrinia pay off more than $2 billion of unsecured debt and are rated A+ by the Better Business Bureau. Give us a call today and see how much you can save and how quickly you can become debt-free.
Get your no-obligation savings estimate today and be on the road to becoming debt-free. Call Accredited Debt Relief at 800-584-4433. 800-584-4433. That's 800-584-4433.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Air Comfort Service is celebrating 54 years of residential and commercial service, maintenance, and installation of heating and cooling systems. Get in your comfort zone. Visit aircomfortservice.com. It's Annie. Join me for the VIP experience at Midwest Wing Fest. This legendary event takes place Friday and Saturday in Fairview Heights at St. Clair Square and benefits combat wounded soldiers and the families of local fallen heroes. Learn more and get your VIP tickets at MidwestWingFest.com/events.
Tastes like strawberries on a summer evening, and it sounds just like a song.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
So wonderful and warm. Breathe me in, breathe me out. I don't know if I could ever go without. I'm just thinking out loud. I don't know if I could ever go without watermelon sugar.
Any politician from the 90s is going to have a lot different opinions on emotional triggers that we talk about today.
Bro, politicians from the 90s, from the Democratic Party, sound like
totally
Nazis.
Different. Yeah.
They sound like Nazis. There
So
was this
what does that
crazy,
tell you,
when
you know?
Biden passed the crime bill in 94, there's this famous speech that he gives about locking people up so that his wife is safe and so that you're safe and that I'm safe. And it's this, it sounds like right-wing, like Proud Boy speech. Crazy. It sounds like a patriot speech.
No,
like what you worry
again,
about militias saying.
I know very little about any of this, but my understanding is I know for sure with Hillary Clinton, but I think even with Obama, originally their stance was very much against gay marriage, and then it flipped around.
She didn't support gay marriage till 2013.
Yeah.
2013.
Can you sing that song, Rich Men North of Richmond?
I know that you do. And the taxes
suck.
Yeah. There's a couple lines in there that I know.
That was pretty good.
One of them is that I know that you do.
That might actually be the right note.
Yeah.
At first, when you started doing it, I'm like, oh no.
He talks about your dollar.
Yeah.
Fudge rounds?
Yep.
And fudge rounds, that's my favorite line in the song.
Is it really you?
Well, he's kind of knocking fudge rounds a little bit.
He's not knocking fudge rounds.
He's knocking having to pay for other people's fudge rounds. Big difference.
That's very true. But, I just don't want to cast any sort of negativity on fudge rounds. I don't even want them to be around negativity.
Ryan, go buy some fudge rounds.
Okay.
And give them to Brad.
No.
What? No. No, I'm not going to do that.
That's what Oliver Anthony is saying sucks.
Oh, now I understand the message. See, I thought that song was just about fudge rounds.
Everything for you is about fudge rounds.
Ryan was wondering why he was talking about Richmond being north of Richmond.
Yeah.
It's rich men, not Richmond.
Being north of Richmond.
Anywho, that was Joe Rogan and Oliver Anthony, the singer of that song, in Joe Rogan's podcast. Here's a little bit more from that episode.
Yeah, these problems exist everywhere now and obviously they are, because that's why the song resonated the way it did.
They
even in
other countries.
In other countries, yeah.
Well, people are tired of being with, and it seems like people in power always people. And I think it's a natural inclination that human beings have, and I think the founding fathers of this country recognized that when they set up our government. They set up our government to protect it against tyranny. And they did it by having all these different branches of government, and they're all coordinated, and there's a lot of stuff that keeps people from just running it the way they want to run it, like a king.
Is there a more liberty-driven message than what Joe Rogan just said there? How does anybody hear that and go, yes, and then vote for Democrats?
I don't know. And that's the thing about him, is that he is not necessarily advocating for a party, and I kind of appreciate that. He is advocating for principles, and those principles do not look like what the Democrat Party is right now.
That's just it, though, but that's not how the Democrat markets themselves. The Democrats market themselves as champions of the little guy, as champions of the middle class, as champions of this. And people don't take the time to really, really look into what's actually going on. I mean, Biden's doing such a bad job now with the economy that people can't help but see it, because they feel it every time they go and buy something. But for the most part, Democrats are better at marketing their party than Republicans are. And so whenever you hear this message, you're like, what is going on? Why do people still vote for these people? It's because the Democrats basically look at you and lie and say, we are actually going to help you with the problems that we're causing you to have.
I will challenge one thing that you said, and that's that the Democrats even pretend that they're for the little guy anymore. I don't even think that is a lie that they try to pass. What they do now, they are the party that's going to save the earth. Everything is climate change. Everything comes down to global warming, which couldn't be said anymore because sometimes it's cooling, and that's the problem. So they just decided, well, what else could we call it? What if we just say that it will change? Yes! That's it. So it's climate change now, and it is a huge, huge industry, and it really is the opposite of being about the little guy anymore, because really what they say right now is you need to sit down, shut up, and trust us to save the planet.
Mm-hmm.
And it's your responsibility to get out of the way so that we can do it. Oh, and by the way, we're going to need some of your money.
And they they say that they're going to save democracy too a whole lot.
Only if they're the only people who get to be in power.
Yeah.
Which is
We're going
ironic.
to save democracy by keeping Trump off the ballot. Not only stopping him from winning, you can't even vote for
We're
him.
going to help you choose by limiting your choices.
Do you feel like the Democrat Party still pretends to be for the little guy? Like, do you think that's a prevailing message of today's Democratic Party?
I don't. It's weird because what Brad is saying is true, and what you're saying is true. And I think the split is that the Democrat Party isn't saying that anymore. The people in charge are not saying that, but the media is still saying that, and the people who vote for them still say that that's what they do.
The good soldiers,
even though they don't.
Right.
What's funny about that Oliver Anthony song is one of the random things that I did pay attention to this week because I've been so out of it. Is I saw an op-ed, or at least some commentary on an op-ed out of the New York Times, I believe, that somebody from the New York Times was writing about that song and going through it line by line, saying what are the issues that people have with this song. And he said it's weird because I can't really figure it out because everything in this song is stuff that Democrats used to say they were for. This is a New York Times author saying this.
Yeah.
This is the stuff that the Democrats used to say they were for, but now Republicans all associate with these values.
Isn't the irony, though, that the Democrats still get the benefits of an agenda-driven media about being for the little guy, but there was a time where the Republicans arguably weren't really for the little guy, but now the Republican Party is the party that in practice is for the little guy and the middle class, and they don't even know how to convey that message.
Yeah, it's amazing, too, because it's an easy message to convey for a Democrat because all they have to do is say, you're in a bad situation, and they will find any bad situation, sometimes make them up, and say, you are in this situation. You are like many other people. We are the government. We can help you. We will spend money to help you. We will support you. That's what they do.
Right. Well, take Bidenomics, for example. They're saying, well, Bidenomics would be working a lot better and people would know it if Republicans would just get out of the way and let us do our thing. So we're not having the success that we should be having because it's the bad Republicans that are doing it. Everything that they do that is an absolute and abject failure, they turn around and they blame Republicans for their failures. And it's like you had the House, you have the Senate, you have the White House. For 2 years, you had that. And things got exponentially worse. Don't buy it, guys. They're garbage, and their policies are garbage, and their policies are directly responsible for the place that we're in now. It's not COVID. It's not coming out of COVID. It's not the world. The United States economy affects the world economy, not the other way around. And it's nothing else. It's bad policy, and it's dumping tons of money into a system that didn't need it, and then we got inflation.
How do we... I don't trust the people in the machine on the left or the right. The machine is the same.
Yeah.
I don't trust the people in the machine to be like... I was watching Gutfeld last night, and Joe DeVito was on there, and they were talking about a new word that kids are saying, and it's Riz.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know this word?
Yes.
Do you know what it's short for?
Charisma.
Yes. So some of us in this room have a certain Riz.
I've heard that now. Yeah, people point at me and say that.
Why are you saying it in that voice?
I'm humble.
Part of my charm.
Part of my Riz.
It's that Riz.
I didn't know what it was.
You just say it about you all the time.
People point and say things at me all the time. I don't know what they are.
And Joe DeVito was making the point that the conversation was about what's the importance of understanding the lingo and knowing the lingo and being cognizant of it. And Joe DeVito said, that's the point of it. We are not supposed to understand it. He goes, I never want to be a hello, fellow kids guy, which is Steve Buscemi. What is he in?
I don't know. All I know is the meme.
GIF, yeah.
And he's holding the skateboard with a backwards cap.
Yeah, and he walks in this high school and he's 57 and it just says, hello, fellow kids. Like it's okay to not look at the machine and expect them to show up and be like, hello, fellow kids, and solidify the fact that they will never vote for you.
Yeah.
But I think that our generation, we're millennials, barely. We're not Gen Xers, barely. That we have a responsibility to open conversation or be willing to listen to people who are going to hear that agenda-driven media all the time. And it's like if you have conversations with people in your life that you really care about, where the point of the conversation is the enjoyment of the person who you're with, not the fact that the outcome of this conversation is going to determine if we ever have a conversation again. That we have to be willing to dig deep and find meaningful ways to have new conversations about things that we've been talking about forever because the impact is huge. And the idea that somehow or another voting Democrat is going to be what is going to help poverty-stricken North City, poverty-stricken East Side here in Illinois, that voting Democrat in the state of Illinois is somehow going to improve the middle-class existence in the state of Illinois, or putting a Democrat back in the Oval Office is somehow going to make your economic situation better is just, it's false. We have to figure out, and we're probably getting real close to aging out of it, unfortunately. We have to figure out how to have these conversations and talk about the things, like go to where they are and talk about the things that are meaningful to them in ways that are meaningful to them so that we can make an impact, because the machine isn't going to accomplish it.
Look, that's TikTok. You know, that's those places. I think that's one of the reasons
So you have to do it with China.
Yeah, you kind of do. That's one of the reasons that I think we, even though we're not the ones making the videos, you know, we've seen it. Our shorts are out there and stuff.
I've made a couple.
Okay,
Anna
well,
made
good for you. Anna made most
98% of them, and hers are infinitely better than mine.
And we had to, I guess we didn't have like ultimate say over this, but we probably could have influenced where those went. And we said, they're not my personal phone, so let them go out to TikTok. Let our conservative-minded-ish leaning videos, because a lot of those are just funny, go out to TikTok. I mean, that's part of what you got to do.
And the station has a TikTok page. I don't have a TikTok page. I'm not going to get a TikTok page, but it is a conundrum.
Mm-hmm.
Should we be there? I mean, I try to be everywhere else that I can handle. And it is one of the reasons why YouTube is so important to the show, is because we take what we do here in our most important platform, which is the radio station, 97.1. We do what we do here, but we're trying to incorporate as many other places in it that are forward-thinking, that are more youthful demographics, so that we can take a message that we really believe in. And it's very important for folks to understand, nobody in any way, shape, or form is telling us what to do or how to say it. Brad?
Nobody tells me what to say.
Well,
No.
I do.
But I don't listen to you.
We don't listen
No, you
to
don't listen either.
anybody who tells us what to do and what to say. That does not happen. So if we're talking about something, it is from our heart and from our head. It's not from a sheet that somebody hands us and says, here's your topics for today. Some days I wish that would be the case, but it isn't. We've got to be informed. We've got to bring the content to you. And that's why we try to be in these platforms. But the TikTok thing, I can't cross that line myself.
Well, not personally, but that's why I say I think it's a good idea that
station.
Yeah, I'd let the station computers handle it.
Yeah. No kidding. We're not worried about that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're about 20 minutes away from Hannah joining us, I believe. So stick around for that. Join us on the Annie Frey YouTube channel. I know there's a lot of well wishes coming in for Hannah, who is going to have her last day in studio with us here on the Annie Frey Show before she graduates to being a full co-host of the Y98 Morning Show. We couldn't be more proud of her. So come by, say hello in the YouTube chat, say hi to Hannah, and vote. What will you miss the most about Hannah? Refocusing the show, refocusing Wiggins specifically, her youthful contributions, or pretty much everything. Go vote. We'll be back with the bee or not the bee when we return.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Interact with Annie on Facebook. The Annie Frey Show.
Tastes like strawberries on a summer evening.
Michael's Flooring Outlet. You find them online at igotfloored.com. The flooring options that you have to choose from when you're shopping at Michael's Flooring Outlet are fantastic. If you are looking for carpeting, we were just talking about how with little kids, they ruin your carpet, and you're like, I need to replace this carpet. But you don't want to replace it too soon because kids probably will ruin that as well. I have gone through and looked at like the Mohawk Smart Strand line and the way they have hypoallergenic solutions, the way they have water-resistant solutions, the technology technology behind the carpeting that you can get at Michael's Flooring Outlet really helps you live life on that carpet. And so when you get to the point where you're thinking, okay, I don't have a 2-year-old who's going to specifically dump a bottle of something that's going to stain this carpet on the floor, and it's time to make the replacement, you go talk to the people at Michael's Flooring Outlet. They give you what the options are. If you're looking to be within a specific budget, they're going to be able to show you and let you feel the difference between this padding versus that padding. Michael's Flooring Outlet has 3 locations around the St. Louis area, and they are there to make sure that you are well taken care of, provided quality flooring and great value along with the best in customer service. You can find their locations online. You can also go to their website and request an estimate. It's all right there for Michael's Flooring Outlet at igotfloored.com.
If your house isn't cooling like you want it to and you need an honest opinion, we will diagnose your system to, 1, verify, is it your system, or quite possibly it's your house. And if it is your house, meaning insulation, windows, door, we can refer you out to a company that you can trust and save you thousands on your furnace and air conditioning cost, because your system might not be the problem. Call me, Bart Inman, one easy number, Missouri and Illinois, 314-293-2600. Again, there's just one number, Missouri and Illinois, 314-293-2600, or bartinman.com. Now that's a Bart with a B and Inman with an I.com. God bless.
Stop everything you're doing right now and ask yourself, are you currently receiving steady paychecks? What about when you're retired? Will you receive a monthly check to cover your expenses and also have some fun? Marvin Mitchell and the team at Compass Retirement Solutions calls this mailbox money. It's a monthly check you'll receive throughout retirement. They don't want you to worry about if the money will show up or how much money you'll receive. The only thing they want you to think about is how to spend it when it arrives. Find out how to get enough money in your mailbox every month when you're retired. Call Marvin Mitchell and the Compass Retirement Solutions team at 314-373-1598 to start working on a plan that can help you create the monthly income you'll need in retirement. Call 314-373-1598 right now and schedule a visit with Compass Retirement Solutions. 314-373-1598. Firm offers insurance services, investments, and services offered through Compass Retirement Group, a registered investment advisory in Missouri and Illinois.
Weekend, so please use rideshare or a designated driver. A DUI will change your life. Don't drink and drive. From your friends at Odyssey and Onder Law Injury Lawyers.
Not only is Wiggins America coming up next, but then Hannah's going to come in. You're going to want to stick around for Hannah's final day as an official member of this show. And then Ask Me Anything. So we need some questions, too. So let us know on the Annie Frey YouTube page, all that stuff there, including the poll, which is about Hannah. It is 12:46. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
St. Louis's home for conservative talk.
Awesome. That's what I'm talking about.
97.1 FM Talk.
I look forward to hearing the station all day.
Everyone is welcome. This is the Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show.
Yeah.
The Bee or Not the Bee.
Okay.
Did you miss this?
The segment or
No.
this segment?
Just being in the studio,
Yeah.
talking
I love
about
it.
things.
I love so much of what I do is hanging out that
You're telling me.
I do miss it.
Okay.
I do miss it when I'm not here.
We're happy to have you back.
The preparation part that goes with the rest of my job, didn't miss that because I was still doing that at home.
Oh.
But the part where I'm in studio, missed that. This is the Bee or Not the Bee. I'm going to read some headlines to you. You're going to tell me whether or not they are real stories or they are satire stories from the
I think he
Babylon
was saying that what he missed is us, Brad.
I feel like
That's what I heard.
that's what I heard. You missed being in studio with Brad and Annie, or Annie and Brad.
Or Brad and Annie.
I miss my coworkers who I like hanging out with.
I don't
Can't
like the
say
way
who
you
that
made
was.
that general.
First headline is climate activist Martha Stewart harvests small iceberg for swank cocktails.
True.
I feel like Annie saw this, so she's saying true, but I think this is a Babylon Bee article.
It is true. This is true. She harvests.
She kind of went savage on it too.
Yeah, she started picking off pieces of icebergs that are you're supposed to preserve those when you're a climate activist. But as evidence,
She was drinking her cocktail with iceberg ice, and the greenies were like, no. And then she was like,
I had to pick which story, because there were so many stories about this. I had to pick which one to read from. And I went with one that's criticizing her, but other ones were defending her like, that's not really changing the iceberg that much, you guys.
But then what if everybody starts doing it?
I also love that rich people will go to these lengths to do things that other people can't. Well, you can't. Nobody's done this. Nobody's had their drink cooled by an actual iceberg. Like it tastes any different.
It's still cold.
It's probably got more dirt in it. It says, yes, as evidenced by the pictures of both the floating ice formation and the berg-chilled cocktail included in the post, Stewart et al. Procured a small iceberg for her mixology needs. Never mind, of course, that the fact that this is a result of global warming, Earth's glaciers and icebergs are disappearing at an alarming rate, causing sea level rise and habitat loss as they melt in the ocean. Think of the polar bears, Martha. Martha. Think of the polar bears. That's what it said at futurism.com.
Like, I'll make them a drink too. Pick some mammoth hair out of the iceberg from.
I don't know. I think you're misreading that. I don't think she would do that for them because they're poor.
Oh. Yeah, I saw that story be covered on the news, and she was getting a lot of backlash, and she just basically said, sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, I know. I got to give her credit for that.
Yeah, I know. She's savage.
Yeah, she is savage.
She and Snoop, they go to jail, and did Snoop ever go to jail? I don't think so.
I would almost think if you're Snoop, you'd want to have a little jail cred.
Yeah, that's why he hangs out with Martha Stewart.
Yes, exactly. All right, next one. Atheist immediately converted to Christianity after listening to The Man Comes Around by Johnny Cash.
Ooh, that's tough. I don't know that song specifically. I'm going to say real.
Do you know the song?
Not offhand. The Bee.
It is The Bee. It says, quote, let's give this one a listen, said Thorpe, completely unaware that his soul was about to be regenerated by the Almighty. As the song began with a haunting monologue, Thorpe reportedly sat forward in his chair. Dang, dude, this song goes hard, Thorpe said. If you don't know this song you got to listen to The Man Comes Around by Johnny Cash, man. It'll change your life. They're joking, but it really does. As the song progressed, however, his excitement turned into holy terror and awe, causing him to desperately reach for something to grab onto for safety should the ground opened up and Sheol swallow him whole. After he cried, Lord, have mercy on me, a sinner.
Sheol.
That was just an advertisement for Johnny Cash's When the Man Comes Around.
I love Johnny Cash. I love everything about Johnny Cash. I love his whole story.
It might be the greatest song he's ever made, and I kid you not. This one is the third one. Woke-free beer's entire business model may be illegal, according to experts.
Woke-free business model might be illegal?
Woke-free beer's entire business model may be illegal.
I'm going to say that's
experts.
real. Is it that?
I'm going to say it's real as well.
It is, well, the story says, nothing will stop the self-righteous brewers at Ultra Right Beer from, and that's the name of the beer, by the way, Ultra Right Beer, from shipping its boozy woke-free brew directly to thirsty conservatives, except maybe Illinois state law. Do you know it was in Illinois?
No, I don't know the story. It just sounded like it would be legit.
It is legit. Yeah, this is a company trying to brew woke-free beer in Illinois.
My shirt right now says, wish you were here, Illinois.
The beer company launched in the wake of right-wing outrage over transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney's
It's
partnership.
really good to see Illinois focusing on the things that really matter to us, as all three of us being Illinois residents.
Yeah, it says
It's about time, actually.
6-packs are at $19.99 a pop right now, but according to its website, it brews cans and its beverages in Illinois, a state that bans breweries from selling beer directly to consumers. That is a real story. Don't do woke-free stuff in Illinois if you think it's going to work. The man's going to bring you down.
Do woke-free stuff all over Illinois. I mean, if the people in Chicago don't have to obey the law, why do we?
Yeah, that's true. Maybe we should go to Chicago and riot and then sell the beer.
And sell beer directly to everybody. Roar! Man, it's obnoxiously upside down. It is maddeningly inside out in the state of Illinois. And I don't understand how people continue to vote for it. That's all I'm going to say about that, because I think that we invented corruption. So carry on.
So close. This man was about to get into heaven, but then St. Peter heard him call soda pop. And down the trap door he goes.
I hope that, unless we have reporters on the scene in heaven, that this is the B.
This is the B. With a shake of his head, St. Peter pulled the big red lever, and down the trap door went Christensen.
That sounds like a Johnny Cash song.
Yes, it does.
And the flames went higher. And it burns, burns, burns.
He called the soda pop. That's the fourth pop drinker trying to sneak past me this week alone, said St. Peter. I'll leave that one.
Is this also a real issue that needs to be addressed?
Well, we call it soda here, right? Everybody in the room calls it soda. St. Louis calls it soda. Soda, if you look at a map of where they say soda, it's East Coast, West Coast, and St. Louis.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
That's it. Pop's the rest of the country.
No, Coke is the
and
South.
Coke is the South.
Anything is a Coke.
That's right.
What kind of Coke do you want? Coke.
That's right.
Sprite?
Coke or Coke?
You want Sprite Coke? No.
You want Sprite Coke.
Coke Sprite? I don't even know what it is.
He called the Sprite Coke.
Did you ever call it Sody?
Yeah.
In the 80s, we called it Sody.
Yeah, I
think
too.
we all did.
A little bit.
I don't even
might
think
still.
it was like I've said before. In my house, we call noodles nudies, chicken nuggets or chicky nuggies.
Yeah.
I could think of some other ones maybe. We don't say Sody, but growing up, it was Sody.
Yeah. Sody. Nudies are things from my past. Chicken nuggies, I think I would know what those are. Biden confronts hurricane victims by talking about the time the urinal splashed back at him a little bit.
Please be the bee.
Quote, these hurricanes and storms flooding everything remind me of my own challenges. There was this one time at a state dinner with the Pope. I had to go see the man about a mule, so I go to the ladies' room, but they kicked me out, so I go to the men's room. I'm doing my thing in there at the urinal, and it splashed back on me a little bit, my own urine. Can you believe that? Awful day. Anyway.
I was going to ask you what was wrong with you, but that's probably what it actually says on the paper
I'm
for
saying
Joe Biden.
the direct quote.
I was like, do you need a minute?
No.
But you're impersonating the president of the United States.
I'm reading
Who knew?
I'm reading it. And that was the Babylon Bee.
You got one more real quick?
I do have one more.
Hustle.
Here we go. Donald Trump's trial for election interference set to begin in time to interfere with election. Quote, this certainly is the most appropriate date, said U.S. District Judge Tanya Chutkan in her announcement. Quote, Mr. Trump is not above the law, and holding this trial to determine if he is guilty of interfering in the 2020 election gives the federal government its best chance of interfering in the 2024 election. At publishing time, the DOJ was reportedly hard at work scheduling all court dates to coincide with important election dates while claiming that the coincidence was purely coincidental.
Oh, my gosh. We are in for such a wild ride. We're
already there.
I know, but I mean, there's no relief coming.
Oh, no.
431 days until November 5th, 2024. But if it makes you feel better, 115 days till Christmas. We'll be back, and I think Hannah's here. Let's get her in the studio. We'll be right back.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Every time I'm leaving on you, you don't make it easy
Innovation Refunds does not provide tax or legal advice. We work with an independent network of tax professionals and will share information with them to evaluate and process your claims. Terms and conditions apply. Ty is a paid spokesman.
I'm Ty Burrell, actor and small business owner. You can trust Innovation Refunds with your small business's ERC claim because of their SOC 2 Type 1 security compliance. And if you're a tech person, you know that's a big deal. I'm not a tech person, but I did look it up. Without this certification, how can you be sure a company can protect your information? It's not like here on the radio, where all you need to be secure is a sensor button. Check it out. So now you won't know my date of birth is or that my social security number is the password to my bank account is Ty's Cool Password 1. Uh-oh, the button's broken. Luckily, Innovation Refunds is more reliable. Don't wait. Go to innovationrefunds.com. That's innovationrefunds.com or call 1-843-REFUNDS to get started. Oh, a notification from my bank. Wait, I didn't buy a boat.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/radio. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands to treat ED at up to 95% off. That's right, the same active ingredient as the brand name for 95% less. It's the same ED medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/radio. That's 4hims.com/radio for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/RADIO.
KFTK FM Florissant. From the Under Law Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studio. 97.1 FM Talk. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Capitol riot remorse. On Lisa Brady, Fox News. Another member of the Proud Boys apologizing in court while learning his fate.
Dominic Pizzola, a Proud Boys member who smashed a U.S. Capitol window with a stolen police riot shield on January 6, 2021, sentenced to 10 years in federal prison. The 46-year-old retired Marine convicted of assaulting police, obstructing an official proceeding, and robbery involving government property. His sentence half of what prosecutors had sought.
Fox's Kristen Goodwin. Of 5 defendants in the Proud Boys case, Pizzola was the only one acquitted of seditious conspiracy, telling the judge today he never should have crossed the barrier. The judge telling him he was really the tip of the spear that let others in. President Biden says Bidenomics is working.
People are coming off the sidelines, getting back to their workplaces. Job satisfaction is higher than it's been in 36 years.
He points to continued job growth with 187,000 jobs created in August, even as the unemployment rate rose unexpectedly. Republicans argue his agenda helped fuel inflation. Tomorrow, the president gets a first-hand update on hurricane recovery in Florida. A lot of cleanup and utility work right now.
More than 476,000 customers that lost power during the storm now have the lights back on. And Duke Energy estimates that 95% of customers in hard-hit areas will have power restored by late Sunday night.
Fox Weather's Max Gordon in Cedar Key. President Biden plans to tour damage with Governor Ron DeSantis. Governor DeSantis, one of 6 candidates who've met all requirements for the second Republican presidential debate hosted by Fox Business September 27th. The other qualifiers so far, Mike Pence, Nikki Haley, Chris Christie, Vivek Ramaswamy, and Senator Tim Scott. Former President Trump meets the polling and fundraising thresholds but has not signed a required pledge to support the eventual nominee. America is listening to Fox News.
When a cold comes on strong, knock it out with Vicks DayQuil Severe for max strength daytime relief. Just 1 dose of Vicks DayQuil Severe starts to relieve 9 of your worst cold and flu symptoms to help take you from 9 to none. Power through your day with Vicks DayQuil Severe, the daytime non-drowsy, coughing, aching, fever, sore throat, 9 to none medicine. Use as directed.
Reggie was a nurse for 16 years.
I had become very burnt out. I wasn't making good money.
Then it happened.
There was an ad for My Computer Career, and it just spoke to me.
My Computer Career was the best decision he ever made.
I could study anywhere from my laptop, and I was working in the first couple weeks of me being in class.
Reggie hit a home run.
The field is teeming with jobs.
Become an IT pro in just months with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
The school is amazing.
It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu. This is one student's experience. Individual results.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
It's a good-looking weather afternoon around town as we kick off the month of September. Sunny skies. We call it nice, though it's a couple of degrees warmer, 85. Tonight, clear skies. Fifth, the holiday weekend, Saturday, partly sunny, about 88. Sunday, partly sunny, increasing humidity, 92 Sunday afternoon. And Monday for Labor Day, partly sunny, hot and humid, 94. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Dogs on Duty supports working dogs, and 97.1 FM Talk proudly supports Dogs on Duty for this month's Conservatives Care. I'm Sue Thomas. Check out this great organization as they meet the needs of frontline dogs and their handlers at 971talk.com/care.
Is your home, business, or church looking tired, chalky, or in need of curb appeal? Go Rhino. Tired of painting year after year? Go Rhino. Our unique 3M ceramic technology is perfect for brick, stucco, aluminum, steel, color lock masonite, and more. It's backed by our 25-year transferable warranty to not chip, crack, or peel. Great if you're staying, and even better if you're selling. Our ceramic coating allows you to maintain all of your architectural features. The decision to do vinyl will leave your home looking like a plastic moldy box. With Rhino Shield, in 15 years, your home will still have that, wow, it looks like you just got it painted. We've done large condo complexes, parking garages, pole barns, and commercial strip malls. We coat sloped and flat roofs to extend their lives too. Evaluations are free. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com. See what we did there? Genius. Tell them, ladies.
No paint, don't Rhino. Go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
If you like to work with a local company that gives back to the community, Window World is the preferred window of your St. Louis Blues. Mark Cox here from my friends out at Window World. What a great product. A lifetime warranty. It covers all the parts, the glass breakage, the labor. You've heard me say that before. And they've been around for over 20 years. They have improved the look and the efficiency of over 70,000 homes in the greater St. Louis area. They have the Good Housekeeping seal of approval. That's hard to get, right? And that's important. They're ranked number one in the number of windows sold in the country by Qualified Remodeler magazine. Call them for a free estimate. Let them show you why they say simply the best for less. New doors, new windows. With Window World, they're now offering 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit. 314-993-1800. That's 314-993-1800, or you can go online anytime to windowworld.com.
St. Louis physician Dr. Abicki created Neovitin 15 years ago to help support his own nutrition when he needed it most. Since then, Neovitin has helped thousands of people support their daily nutrition with sensible doses of vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and Dr. Abicki's proprietary blend. If you're ready to join many St. Louisans in supporting their nutrition, give Neovitin a try. You can find Neovitin at your local Schnucks, Dierbergs, and online at neovitin.com.
Mark Cox here. If you're nearing retirement or already retired, call my friends Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw with the Retirement Advisory Group. They'll show you how to link to the market without the risk. They're the official financial advisors of my show. Go online to retirementkey.com.
This hour of the Annie Frey Show is brought to you by Ruler Foods. Low prices, no coupons. Ruler Foods.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Don't get me wrong. I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
No,
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. I gotta turn my headphones up here. Am I on? This thing on? This is how you do this professionally, Hannah. Her microphone's not on.
Yeah, hers is off.
Hey, that wasn't my fault.
Your button's right there.
Ooh, Brad
true.
disagrees.
Your talent now.
Was it slid up?
Yeah, it was up.
Oh, okay.
She's always been talent, Brad. She's always been talented.
Yeah, but she's got the title now.
She's got the title. Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Happy Friday to you. We've been talking, of course, throughout this show specifically about the fact that we have all four of us back in the studio again. It has been, I don't know, like weeks and weeks since the four of us were in here.
Yeah, before your vacation.
My vacation?
Right?
Ooh, it might have been.
Yeah,
I left in July.
Yeah, end of July, beginning of August.
I think it's been that long.
That's crazy. So we have Wiggins back, and if you've been listening already, you know that he's been in studio with us so far. Wiggins, you were sick this week. You already said once that you had COVID.
Yep, I had COVID this week. Before that, I was on a short vacation. I think I got COVID coming back from the vacation. Great timing.
Yeah, so he took some time off, and you're doing much better. People were asking about you, Ryan, throughout the course of the show and praying for you, so...
Really appreciate that.
Prayers
Thank you.
helped and got him back here, so we're grateful to have Ryan back. And Hannah is officially back for us, but it's for her last show here on the Annie Frey Show.
It's so incredibly bittersweet. I owe the Annie Frey Show crew everything. I have learned everything I know from every single one of them. Brad, Wiggins, Annie truly have guided me. And all of my knowledge really, really, really is from them. And Annie's offered me the mic since the first day. I met her. We had an instant connection. And Brad has taught me so much about programming and communication. And Wiggins. Oh, Wiggins. You've taught me
Hey,
so much.
That was a ringing endorsement.
Oh, Wiggins.
I think. I don't know.
Oh, Wiggins. But really, we are all so close on and off the mic, so I don't have any worry in my heart that will fade at all. I don't plan to be gone forever. If you guys will have me back, I would love to be back. And to the audience, thank you guys. You guys have been so supportive from day one when I was nervous and voice cracking on the mic and scared to be on the live stream. You guys have encouraged me every step of the way, and you guys have helped me grow just as much as the crew has. So I can't thank all of you guys enough. I just feel incredibly bittersweet. I'm sad, but super excited for this new opportunity, and it makes it even better that my 97.1 and Annie Frey Show family are so supportive.
Yeah, they certainly have been, and people have been asking where you been, because they miss you, and that's always good. If you're not missed when you're gone, then there's something to address there as well. And Hannah has been missed the entire time she's been out. And for if you're tuning in for the first time and you're like, what the heck are you even talking about? Hannah has landed herself the job as a co-host on the Y98 morning show, the Brett Mega Show. We've had Brett on the show here before, and we have over the course of the years of being here in middays. There's a benefit to being on from noon to 3 because there's a lot of people milling about in the office, and we've always really loved bringing people into the studio to be a part of the show. So if you'll have us, Hannah, we would like to extend an invitation to you anytime you're going to be around to come sit in Wiggins' chair, and he'll just leave. And
I love hanging out. I'll hang out outside the studio too.
Yeah, we always put him right on the other side of the window so we can still watch.
That's actually one of the nice things is that for on air it'll be hard because you won't be in here doing this with us, but we'll still see you all the time.
Yeah, we share a wall.
Yeah.
We're not in the same day part, but we do share a wall, and I will be around the office and seeing everybody in the crew. I was driving back into work. I worked this morning and left and then came back, and I saw you outside.
Did you drive past me? You know what I was doing?
I'm guessing you were behind the news people.
Did it make you chuckle?
I just was like, yep. That's Wiggins. That's the Annie Frey Show.
We looked out the window and we saw that there was a KMOV news report going on, and we were like, hey, we do news. We should send our reporter out there. So then Ryan went and stood in the background of the shot trying to look for a news story.
Yeah. You know where I was standing? I was standing right where that guy pooped.
Oh.
right by the poop tree.
Yeah.
It's right there.
Not right where he, but right by it.
Yeah.
You never know what you're going to see outside that window.
Nope.
No.
No, you
Ryan
don't.
Wiggins interrupting a newscast or poop.
Nick comments, shout out to Hannah, my $1.99 chicken wife I bought. And that shouts out to, I don't even remember how we got it, but we decided to see how many chickens it would cost to marry Hannah.
I
It
don't
was a
even
dowry.
know what that means.
We were trying to figure out what it would cost for someone to give you up at a wedding.
Ryan said that he'd be
Okay.
willing to give you away.
Yeah,
For
but
the
then I
right
wanted a dowry.
Chickens.
and we were bidding how many chickens would it take
Yeah.
for me to
wasn't-
give you away.
There were several bidders.
Yeah, but $1.99 was the highest, and Nick was always consistent. So
Well, that was real money. He did a super chat.
I know.
Everybody
I don't
else
know.
was all theoretical
I don't know
chickens.
where that's going or really what that means, but I
Most
do
of
know
it's
I've
going to YouTube. I'll
been
tell you that much.
auctioned
Yeah,
off for a
exactly.
chicken.
So your schedule now, what's your schedule look like at Y98?
Okay, so I'm on air 6 to 10 a.m. Monday through Friday, but there's a couple things about the schedule that is not included in that. I go to bed every night if I can fall asleep around 8, and then I get up at 3:30 every day.
How do you feel about that? Does that fit you? Are you able to do that?
I am a morning person.
You already got the job, so you can be honest now.
Yeah, I am a morning person.
Nope.
But
And if you lose the job, I mean, hey,
Yeah.
there's still time for you to warm that chair up and
slide
stick
right
around.
back in.
Yeah.
I definitely hallucinate for the first hour that I wake up, and there's no getting around it. I've been filling in for a couple weeks now, and it's still the same. It's so early that my body cannot adjust, so I kind of just am like, "What's real?" I check the time, and I'm like, "I don't believe that this is."
Is that
time.
AM or PM?
I know. So then get to work, do that, and then I usually have sales or something that I'm working on after, and then I go home. But I'm still figuring out whether it's more dangerous to stay awake or take
for
a
sure.
nap.
Yeah.
And I can't find the right thing, and I've been really struggling with that, honestly. Yesterday I took a nap, and it was one of those where it was like 2.5 hours, and I woke up the next day, and I truly thought I missed work.
Yeah.
And an entire day has passed.
Up
and
is down, left is right.
Yes.
What is happening?
Nothing was right. So, and I haven't had enough energy to really go to the gym, which is super important to me. So I'm really struggling to get a hold of it, but
You'll
I
get
know
it.
that I will.
So
Yes.
I worked morning radio. I've talked about how I did sports talk at 590 as an intern in the summer of 2006 for Frank Cusimano, and then that turned into an extension of my unpaid internship, which was awesome. But I did that, and then eventually I got a part-time job. When I think my first full-time position there, I was doing mornings, and I lived in Hamel, Illinois, which is 30 miles up 55 from the bridge. I lived in Hamel, Illinois, and I had to be in Webster Groves by I think 3:45 in the morning.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yeah.
What time did you wake up? Midnight?
2 something.
Oh my goodness.
And I mean, like, I remember, now I'm not a morning person. I'm a night person. I
Yeah.
could easily stay up that late, as
Yeah.
many of you know, but I wouldn't be worth anything by the end of my shift. I remember waking up and like crying because it was so miserable. You are not that person. You were much more adaptable in the morning and driven like that, and you like to get to bed early.
Yeah.
Anyway,
now I
so-
have an excuse to go to
Yeah.
bed that early. If I was working nights, I might have not taken the job because
Yeah.
I simply cannot stay up late. So that works well for me, but it's the getting up and the napping after that I have to get used to. But yeah, it's definitely something that I have to adapt to, but I'm ready
You will.
for it.
Ryan, you've done morning stuff, haven't you?
I used to be on the morning show on Joy FM for 2 years.
And
so
what was your schedule when you did that?
we started our morning. So Mark starts at 5.
Yeah.
Here.
It's crazy.
I could never, even when I was doing that show, we started at 6. And
on Joy?
On Joy, and I would walk in at 6.
Really?
Yeah, no surprise there. Because there's less prep in music, first of all.
Yeah.
And because if you're doing talk, you have a lot of prep work to do.
Yeah.
Because you are the content. In music, the music's content. And so you get to sort of do the things around it. And you guys are different because you do much longer segments.
There's more talk
Yeah.
to the show, but there is also music.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a good mix.
But it is different, right? After
Yeah.
doing this, move into that?
Oh my gosh, yeah. The prep is totally different than this.
Yeah. I mean, subject matter, I'm sure, too.
Oh,
but,
yeah,
but
wildly
even
different.
prepping just for what you do and how you do it is very different in music. So doing that show for the time that I did it, my piece of advice, don't go to sleep. Don't go home and take a nap.
Yeah,
Just stay. I would go to bed at about 9 and wake up and just kind of get it done. The nice thing is the traffic's a lot better at those times.
It's just me and a couple blue collar people that I feel safe pumping my gas that early in the morning because it's just me and the blue collar people.
I feel like the worry that I would have is if I took a nap, I wouldn't be tired enough to sleep when bedtime came. Which
I'm
is
so tired that I could take 5 naps and be fine. But I don't feel I haven't gotten a spark of energy back yet. So I'm waiting for that
Make
to come.
sure you get your B vitamins.
Yes.
And get some sunlight.
Yes.
And it'll be fine. So we are excited for you, Hannah. We will have you back and get you in here as frequently as your schedule allows, and we will be happy to fit you in anytime we can. I've said my piece, and I know I'm so proud of you to. Here's the thing that really sucks about bringing somebody on who's young and wide-eyed and ambitious is I very much believe in pushing that person to achieve, like, what are you good at? What do you really love? Here's what you have to do for the show. Like, this is what you're required. But what are you passionate about? And then how do we take what you're passionate about and make the show better? Because all 4 of us here have those different things that we bring to the table to make this show, because it is our show. It's not my show. And you did that. Of course you did that. So there have been a steady stream of young folks who have come and worked as a part of the show, or that I've worked with over the course of this time that I've spent in the industry. And you're all freaking great. And you all moving on up. So we're going to go find somebody else to take your spot. But when you leave, I've said this before when the show has transitioned in other ways, I'm not going to find another Hannah, because there isn't another Hannah. You're Hannah, and you will always be that Hannah to us. We're going to find somebody else to come be a part of this show and grow the show in a way that benefits the show in total, but also speaks to that person. But your spot will never be taken on the show. You will always be welcome back, Hannah. The people just love you, and they're gushing over you. And it makes me worried that Ryan's going to quit now so that people will say nice things about him.
Well, that's why I took that week off. So I'm like, Hannah's going to get a lot of attention.
Maybe they'll think I'm dying at home and just shower me with compliments. People did miss you, Ryan.
I appreciate that. It's what I didn't really have COVID, I'll tell you that now.
No, he absolutely did. Ryan, you want to say anything before we go to a break?
Yeah, I just really enjoyed being here, and I appreciate all the love from everybody. Hannah?
That is the most Ryan Wiggins thing ever. Ever.
I have really enjoyed having off-air discussions with you just about life. And I don't know. I mean, I've really enjoyed just talking to you about going to church and stuff.
Yes, you guys have taught me so much about my faith, and let me tell you, I don't even have the words to describe the feeling of getting back in touch with my faith, and you guys all guided me there. You guys have taught me stuff way beyond radio. Annie, you helped me get my car and figure out my finances and help me save, and everything. You guys have given me great life advice. You guys have been with me through graduating college, my big breakup and family things happening, and just life in general, and helped me navigate my early adulthood life. And I wouldn't be the same person without all of you guys in this past 2 years. So I'm so sad to be moving forward, but I truly love all of you guys, and I always will. My heart will always have a big ol' Annie Frey chunk in it.
Can I just say real quick, too, that is one of the most interesting things, and it's been fun working with you and seeing you figure that out, because everybody figures this out. And especially on a show like this, where we do talk about our lives, and we're pretty open books. And we don't really hold much back. We talk about stuff. When you go through life stuff, like we were talking about the breakup.
Yes.
We were like, well, how do we talk about this? Do you want to talk about this or not? You know, you have to have those discussions about how to have real life discussions on the air, because you're like, oh, what am I going to do
now?
now?
The show is continuing on.
Yes.
I'm, crying in the sin bin, and then I have to hop back on, and it's life, but you guys all helped me grow, and I'm so blessed to have worked with all of you guys.
Yeah, Hannah, for me, it seems like it was just yesterday that you were that wide-eyed girl out there in the sin bin, and Annie comes in, she's like, have you seen the new associate producer out there, the person that's filling in? I'm going to bring her in. I was like, cool.
Yeah.
Let's do it. But I watched you go from that to who you are now, and I couldn't be more proud of you.
Thank you.
And I thank you for everything nice things that you said about me, which is I'm amazed that I'm able to help you because I came into this as fresh as you did, and I wasn't in the job that much longer than whenever you came in. I think I came in September and you were in February, somewhere around there. Yeah. But the work relationship that you and I have developed, I love that if I needed something done and I could go, hey, Hannah, I need this, and I knew it was going to be done, and not only did I know it was going to be done, it was going to be done right, and you were just going to have a great attitude about it. And so that made coming to work and working with you such a pleasure. But the thing that I really treasure most is the friendship that we've developed. And what I like about that friendship is that even though you're moving over to Y98 and you're on the morning show and you're taking off and you're spreading your wings, your fly, we're still friends, and we're still going to be friends.
Absolutely.
And that's going to last longer than anything else that happens. So while our work relationship is changing and ending, our friendship isn't. And I, like you said, bittersweet, but not really, because like I said, we'll still be friends. We're still going to see one another every morning. I got you a coffee this morning.
Yes, thank you. It was delicious scooters.
Yeah. So, Hannah, I just wanted to say I'm very proud of you, and I'm very excited for you, and you're going to do great.
So, Hannah, we're going to do Ask Me Anything. We come back.
Okay.
We're going to do X's and O's.
Has someone been starring the questions?
Hey, we got this covered, Hannah. You just sit there and be a talent.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Okay.
Ryan, get to work.
Oh, no. I got to do things now?
No, you don't. I got it covered. Hannah, remember where your value comes from. Remember who gave you that value. Don't let anyone take it away. It's yours to give away, but it was given to you, and your value has been felt phenomenally here, and we're so grateful to have you.
Thank you.
Ask Me Anything when we come back.
The Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
So Air Comfort Service, the seasons are changing, of course. It's been ridiculously hot here lately, but now it's beautiful outside. Before you know it, like I said, what is it, 115 days until Christmas? Well, that means colder weather is right around the corner as well. You want to make sure that your furnace is in good working order, but also that dry air is going to be setting in. Air Comfort Service is there to help you get through all of the different seasons, and we experience all of them 100% here in St. Louis. When you call them at 314-513-0091, you can ask them about their humidifiers. The air during the fall and winter months, it gets very dry. When your heating system is running, it makes the air inside your home even drier. That can cause uncomfortableness for you, for your family, for your kiddos, nosebleeds, dry, cracked, and itchy skin, static shocks, wood furniture, and floors even begin to crack more. Corey and the team at Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation want to keep you in your comfort zone by making sure that the air in your home is properly moisturized. And you can do that by calling them at 314-513-0091. That's 314-513-0091. Online right now at aircomfortservice.com.
Hi, this is Brian with Velocity Home Buyers, and I buy houses cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me at 314-782-3333. I can pay cash and close in as little as 7 days. I buy houses in any condition and any price range in the St. Louis area. I'm a private real estate investor who buys several houses a month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that needs updating, but you don't have the time or money for it? Great, because I love buying outdated houses. I buy vacant houses, job relocation houses, and foreclosure houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at 314-782-3333. That's 314-782-3333.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Air Comfort Service is proud to support Greater St. Louis Honor Flight. Sign your veteran up for the Honor Flight today at gsl.honorflight.org. And for heating services, visit aircomfortservice.com.
The Mark Reardon Show.
Friday afternoon, we take you into the holiday weekend with a Reardon Roundtable at 3. In the 5 o'clock hour, Rick Emmett from the band Triumph, his new book, Lay It on the Line.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
St. Louis is home for conservative talk.
Everybody's got a blank page, a story they're writing today, a wall that they're climbing.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Carry the past on your shoulders. You could start over.
Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show.
What you gone through, Jesus, He gave it all to save you. He carried the cross on His shoulders, so you could start over.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. It's the Hannah Farewell Show, the Welcome Back Wiggins Show, and we've got lots of comments coming through. 61 comments I'm supposed to get through. My goodness. Mike says, congratulations, Hannah. Your talent and perseverance is being rewarded. Keep up the great work and promise to stop into the Annie Frey Show on occasion. Maybe a weekly segment. How about at 12:45? Vicky says, I added that last part. Hannah, huge congratulations. We will miss you so much, especially the younger conservative perspective, but I know I just need to tune in to Y98 to still hear you. Chris says, congrats, Hannah. You showed us all what a smart cookie you are. And one more here from Wendy. She said, I was wondering where Hannah has been. You will be missed, dearie. God bless you in your next job. There's a lot more comments to get through. I'm going to try to get as many of them on the show as I can. Hannah is moving up to Y98's morning show as a co-host, but she's got one last day here with us. Did you see the thumbnail for today's show that we put up on YouTube?
Woo!
Yeah, I'll put it up here on our YouTube channel here in just a second, but it's from our Disney World trip. Are you ready for Ask Me Anything?
Yep.
All right, let's do that.
You have to ask me nicely. Don't make me beg here.
Ask me anything.
Tell me the truth!
He really was ready. I thought he was bluffing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he just wants to keep us on
Good
toes.
job.
What's your first question, Ryan?
So in light of Hannah's new job, I'm going to ask each of you to answer this question. What is the shortest job you ever had?
Oh. Do you know, what's your answer?
It's tied because I had two different jobs for one day.
Oh my goodness.
One of them was, I think I was not even 16 yet, and I got hired to roll newspapers and stick them in those sleeves.
Ew.
Why is that bad?
It was horrible.
Was it gross?
And my hands were too little to really do it yet. I was probably not through puberty yet. And now I got these giant hands that I could do it great. But,
all right, Trump.
Liddle Annie. So I couldn't really. That's what he says. He always calls everybody little. I couldn't roll the newspapers, so I was trying to put them in those sleeves, and they wouldn't go in, and so I just
How
kind
old
of
were you?
maybe 14 or 15.
6.
I was cramming these things in there, and they were just tearing, and I was clearly bad at it.
Did you get paper cuts?
I don't remember. I remember having ink all over my hands.
Yeah.
The other one was that I was a train transport driver for one day, and that was only about 5 years ago.
Trained?
Train, as in for trains, like for conductors.
What did you do?
So trains...
Or what didn't you do?
They go... trains will drive from one place to another.
That's what they do.
And they don't go back. They don't go back.
No.
They go on.
Yeah.
And so the conductor or the engineer has to get back to a different place. So there are drivers that take the train conductors.
You're like an Uber for train conductors.
Yeah. And sometimes you take them over the span of states. Sometimes it's very short distances. And if they're parked, trains are so long that you end up having to actually taxi people around the train itself.
Why so short?
It was awful. And you have to work crazy hours, and they'll just tell you, hey, look, you're on call for the next 12 hours from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m., and you have to be ready to drive but they may not even call you. So you're just like, this schedule's terrible.
Brad, your shortest job?
I think it was 3 days.
And?
It was at a Wonder Bread outlet store.
Oh.
It was the one on 159 by the ketchup bottles, the one I worked at.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah. No, it wasn't. I went there and I was in the job for 2 days, and the manager there did nothing but yell at me the whole 2 days. I'm like, you know what?
How mad can you make someone in 48 hours?
I don't
kidding.
know.
Yeah, what were you doing wrong?
What I think is I think that this manager had somebody else in mind for the job, and corporate hired me over that other person, and she just made my life miserable.
That's awful.
And I was like, you know what? You can have the job. I'll go find another bad paying
You're putting
job.
the fresh pies out. They're supposed to be day old.
Yeah. So.
Hannah, do you have a short job?
Yes. I worked at Cyberg's as a hostess for about a month before COVID hit. And then when COVID hit, they were like, well, you could work as a to-go girl just rolling silverware, but we kind of already have people for it. And I'm like,
You want
I'm
to drive
good.
train conductors?
They are hiring all the time.
Oh, well, that was my end of my
So COVID
restaurant
ended
career.
that.
Yep.
My shortest job, I think, is probably when I worked in the deli at Schnucks. And everybody in here knows that I'm very particular about any kind of meat.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Don't know that I thought that one through, but I think I worked for less than 2 months there. And then I apparently still owed some dues, some meat cutters union dues or something, and they wanted me to pay them so that I wouldn't be like in poor standing with the meat cutters union. I'm like, screw that. And then I got this really angry letter from the meat cutters union telling me I was never allowed to join again. And I really wish I would have saved it, but I didn't. I remember getting it, and I remember feeling I'm a rule follower. I don't like to feel like I did something wrong. And the letter was strongly worded from the meat cutters union telling me, I'm like, there was maybe a fourth of a second where it's like, but what if I want to be in the meat cutters union?
Yeah.
And then I slapped myself across the face and like, get a grip, Annie. You don't even want to be around the meat, let alone be in a meat cutters union.
You should apply now.
Nope.
Just see.
I don't think I'm allowed to
if
work.
there's a statute of limitations.
I'm not allowed to cut meat anymore. And I'm also, I think, not allowed to work at Target anymore.
You worked at Target?
Target?
Mm-hmm.
I thought you threw a curveball there. You were talking about Schnucks.
I know. I think Schnucks would hire me back, but not Target.
Not the Target meat cutting
No,
department?
Target
I
doesn't
definitely
cut
can't
their
cut meat at Target.
That's back
Even
back
worse,
of the store.
they don't even have a deli. That'd be really
She's just
weird.
standing in the aisle
with a scissors.
with a half of a cow.
I worked seasonal work at Target. I was a pharmacy technician at the same time. I was going to college full time. I was a volleyball coach, which was it was pretty full time. This is the story that
Of a lovely lady.
involves. Yeah, I can't resist that. That involves when Jared dumped me. We started dating at the beginning of May, and it was in December sometime. It was like early December maybe, and it was like Thursday night, late Thursday night, maybe past midnight. We had been out with friends, and he was kind of getting like we'd been together for maybe 8 or 9 months. The holidays were setting in, and he was having some conflict in like, where is this headed? What is this? Whatever. So we like had this conversation. He's gonna love that I brought this up again, by the way. We were having this conversation. He wanted a break, essentially. Not a break up, but a break.
Mm-hmm.
And so we like drove around, and he kind of told me he just wasn't sure. And it's not that he didn't like me, but he just wasn't sure about what he wanted for the future. And I got out of the car, like he pulled into my parents' driveway, and I was getting ready to get out of the car, and I said, I just want to let you know that while you're figuring this out, if you want to break up with me, you can, and you'll probably find someone great, but you'll never find somebody else like me. And I closed the door, and I walked in, and I crawled into bed with my parents and cried like a baby. But he didn't know that at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like Friday into Saturday morning maybe, and we were back together by Monday.
And then she got an email from Target saying, don't ever come back.
The Target part of that story was I was so distraught I was supposed to work Saturday, and I was like incapable of emotionally presenting myself to scan things.
Plus, you were trying to cut meat in the jewelry department, and they were like, stop.
On the down low. And I I called in to say I cannot come to work. I can't do it. And they're like, you have to come to work. And I was like, but I can't. I'm not. I'm calling in. I said, I'm sick. I can't come in. And they're like, if you don't come into work, you're fired. And I said, okay. And I said, then if that's the way this has to be, then that's what it is. And then they said, and you can never work at Target again. And I was like, all right. And that was the end of my road with Target.
Oh my gosh. These people are extreme.
I lost a job over that weekend that Jared dumped me. See, he says he never broke up with me. He doesn't remember it all that way. Someday he should probably tell that side of the story, but probably not. Next.
Like
do you have any more questions?
Side of the story from
you
Jared
can ask him.
I think I will.
He probably won't even remember it took place, boys. Always. Brad, do you have a question?
I got to pull it up here. Let's see.
I have a question. Favorite memory so far of being with the Annie Frey Show in honor of Hannah's last day. If anybody wants to go first, anything that I have a very specific favorite memory.
Okay, mine. Putting aside Disney. Disney is nobody's allowed to say Disney. That's a different thing.
Dang it!
Change my answer.
In this studio with Annie Frey Show, or in town, I would have to say our Christmas show was my favorite. It was so fun. I was in the little reindeer onesie, sweating, but it didn't matter.
Yeah.
And Annie brought in the best treats for us, and I loved exchanging gifts with everybody and getting. Wiggins bought us reusable straws that didn't come in yet.
No,
he brought us the case.
Yes.
Not the straw.
Oh, yeah.
The case.
I didn't even know either.
Yes. And I loved that day, and spending the holidays with the crew was so, so special.
Ryan?
With Hannah or just Annie Frey Show?
Just generally speaking.
My favorite memory, just because I laughed so hard so long about it, was during COVID when we were broadcasting remotely, and we were starting the show, and you were in your basement, and a spider just fell in your lap. I mean, the show was literally like, no, not America, sweetheart. And then a clip's supposed to play, and I think you said half a word, and a spider fell on you.
I mean, where I'm sitting right now, microphone, camera, there's 2 feet of distance here. It was about the same there. This spider went boop.
Yep.
And it was a foot in front of my face, and I lost it. I was not. I can take a lot of things. Like, we could be engaging in World War III, and I'd be like, all right, everybody on your best behavior. Let's do this. Spider? No. I forgot all
No,
about
you
that.
couldn't do it.
No.
That whole hour was gone.
You had to do the show.
I think I did. I mean, you were it wasn't just that moment. That moment.
Oh, God, I don't want to think
you
about it.
were not in. You were not in radio mode at all.
I don't think I was in my seat or
you
in the
weren't
room.
in
She
your
wasn't in
skin.
Annie mode.
Yeah.
I
And
wish
then-
I had my old computer here, because there's a dent on the thing
Yeah,
of my
you
computer
hit it.
where I hit it with my phone. I hit the spider with my phone so hard on my computer that I dented my computer.
Yeah.
And you know what? I was on the air. Do you remember this? I was like, Dad, somebody come help me. I don't know what to do.
Yes.
My
yeah,
dad.
I do remember that.
My dad was literally a mile down the street
Listening.
to the show, being like, huh, that's funny.
Yes. Yeah.
Dad, bail me out. Brad, favorite memory?
Man,
Thanks for bringing
I
that
think it was the guy in the park.
The poop in the
Pooper
park?
in the park, and then it wasn't that, but it was the show's reaction
It was
to
very
it.
organic. All
Hannah's
of it.
retch
Yeah, it was
into
very
the
organic. Very leafy.
My gag? Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't even repeat it.
Annie
It was,
banging on the glass, yelling, "You don't poop there!"
It was
We've got a YouTube short of that you guys can play.
Oh man,
free show of a lifetime.
Yeah, it's
I'm
good
getting all
times.
these texts and everything of favorite memories, and one more I have to throw out there is when I called everyone on the show conceited. By accident.
Oh
I
yeah.
think we're all pretty conceited.
I remember that.
Snipe hunting was fun too.
And then later on down, like it was 10 minutes later in the show, Hannah's like, so I just looked up what conceited means. My favorite, absolute, and Hannah took this off the table, but I'm putting it back on. My favorite moment, at least with the 4 of us, when we were at Disney World, and it might have been the last day we were there, we had seen the fireworks show at Magic Kingdom. There's this part where Tinkerbell goes from the top
I was
of the
thinking
castle.
about that last weekend.
And
It's so funny. We could not stop. We were delirious by that point too.
Oh my gosh.
we were so tired. Tinkerbell, at the culmination of the fireworks show, Tinkerbell flies from the top of the castle to this building that's like in the back. So flies over everybody.
It's pretty impressive.
And we were all so tired. And we just thought, what if Tinkerbell's doing that? Because the building she flies to is a top of a bathroom.
It's not part of the show. She just had to go.
What if she just really had to go really bad? Then we started calling her Tinkerbell. And I mean, we laughed. We were sitting at this table outside of the Plaza restaurant in the middle of Magic Kingdom after it was, I think, our last day. And we were sitting around this table. How long did we were crying, laughing so hard. We wouldn't even say anything. How long were we sitting there?
Oh my gosh.
Losing
Probably 30 minutes.
It was.
I thought we were going to get kicked out of the park for making a scene.
We're having too much fun.
I couldn't breathe. I was laughing so hard.
You guys are great, and we've had many, many great memories. And honestly, the best memories are with you, the listener who makes all of this possible for us, and we're grateful for it. Maybe a few more Ask Me Anything questions when we return. Ask Me Anything when we come back. X's and O's at 2 o'clock. And wrapping up a Friday holiday weekend. Don't go away. Stewart's American Mortgage and the Bagel Loan helps people just like you who are looking to purchase a home become the most competitive buyer in that process. The market right now is crazy. You know that if you've been looking for a home. You want Stewie on your side and in your corner, and you need the Bagel Loan. When you call 314-324-4440 or you text 314-324-4440, you're going to get a direct connection to Stewie. That's his cell phone. When you reach out to him about purchasing a house and qualifying for the Bagel Loan, you are going to pay nothing in closing costs that other lenders are going to charge you for. This is a huge, huge asset. The amount of money that you can save, 4 figures of money that you can save in this process means you can maybe make a little bit more on the offer, maybe take care of some of the repairs yourself without having to throw them into the negotiations, or put it in your savings account, enjoy an incredibly fast close in less than 2 weeks. Pre-approval letters that you can generate automatically off the website once you've been pre-approved. The entire system at Stewart's American Mortgage is designed on making you the most competitive so you can get the best rate available and the house that you've been looking to make your home. 314-324-4440. Google the Bagel Loan. NMLS number 226715.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
I'm Jim Onder. No one should be injured or be the victim of assault when using a rideshare service. These companies need to be held accountable.
Onder Law. Call 314 or 618-900,000 to learn more.
I was having a lot of sinus infections. My sinuses were clogged, pressure, headaches.
Linda suffered for years with chronic sinus infections.
You don't feel like doing anything. When you feel like your head is completely clogged, all you want to do is just lay down and sleep. And the pressure, it's just not fun, always walking around with a headache.
Now, her issues are gone. How? A minimally invasive procedure done in the office of St. Louis Sinus Centers called balloon sinuplasty.
I really did not know what it was like to feel like you're really breathing and not being so clogged up. I would do it again in a heartbeat, and I would definitely recommend it for someone else.
Do you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure, congestion? Find out if balloon sinuplasty is the solution for you. Set an appointment today with St. Louis Sinus Centers. Call 314-332-2885. 314-332-2885. That's 314-332-2885.
Del Walmsley and the Wealth Cycle. This is the wealth cycle that I've taught for 30 years. Buy one house, 10 houses, an apartment, 2 apartments, 8, 20, 500 units, 1,000 units, 2,000, 5,000 units. And as you keep putting the money and the profits back in, you become one of those rich people. And much quicker than you'd even believe. Learn Del's Wealth Cycle at GiveMeTotalFreedom.com. Use promo code 2023. Save 60%. Code 2023. GiveMeTotalFreedom.com. GiveMeTotalFreedom.com.
Let us know what you think about Hannah in the YouTube live chat poll. Also, you can vote in the poll there too. What will you miss most about Hannah refocusing the show, refocusing me, her youthful contributions, or pretty much everything? Let us know in the Annie Frey Show YouTube live chat. The time is 1:46. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
critical thinking in critical times. This is St. Louis's home for conservative talk. 97.1 FM Talk. Everyone is welcome. You're listening to The Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show.
Can't take my eyes off of you. You'd be like heaven to touch. I wanna hold you so much. At long last, love has arrived, and I thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off you.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Thank you for being with us. Labor Day weekend. I'm kind of excited for a long weekend. Ryan, any big plans for later on this weekend? We're all going to the Midwest Wing Fest tonight. I'm excited about that. 7 to 9 p.m. We'll be in the VIP tent. Go get your tickets at midwestwingfest.com/events and come hang out. It's for a great cause. Anything else on a Labor Day weekend?
After Wingfest tonight, I'm going to do a whole lot of what I did this week, which is nothing.
Isn't that not the great thing about Labor Day weekend, though?
It actually is, because you really don't have to. It's the point of it is to not celebrate anything. It's just to do nothing. So I'm going to plan on celebrating Labor Day by honoring the Labor Day tradition that it has brought about.
I'm sure that's what all the people who culminated a national holiday, federal holiday, and Labor Day are like, that's the spirit.
This dude's going to be pretty tired one day.
Brad, what about you?
I think I'm going to play golf on Saturday. So wake up early, play golf. And then I got my regular chores on Saturday after I'm done with that. And
You have chores on Saturday?
Cinderella.
Gotta mow grass. There's a lot of grass that needs to be mowed every day in the summer, so I gotta mow some grass. And then I think I'm going to help a friend work on their car.
Yeah, that's my husband.
Really?
Yes. The stupid air conditioner. I talked about this a little bit. You weren't here,
Oh,
but
yeah.
our air conditioner went out on our car. We took it to like a dozen places, and we got it looked at, and we took it to a dealer, and we got it looked at, and they're probably accurate in what they're assessing, but it's just super expensive.
Mhm.
And the car it's a 2013, so it's not an ancient car, but it's 10 years old. We haven't really had to do much maintenance on it at all. So the fact that something like this comes up, but Brad is going to attempt to help my husband try to fix the air conditioning. I don't know if it's going to work.
Brad's good at that stuff. Plus, he's got Freon in his veins. So,
He's got ice in his veins.
I need to see a doctor about that.
yeah, I agree.
Hannah, what are you going to do this weekend?
My sister actually just had her baby this morning, right as I was leaving to go to work. So I will be spending a whole weekend, hopefully if she's okay with it, with her and baby Palmer.
Baby Palmer. Everything went great.
Everything was perfect. Yes.
Had to peel you away from that baby to come do more radio.
Yes.
Sorry.
Named
No,
after
it's
Robert.
okay.
Palmer? Do you know, she doesn't know who Robert Palmer is.
What about Jim?
No, not Arnold either.
Ooh.
What about the drink, not the player?
Nope.
Okay. Mark Cox had a baby today, too, by the way.
His daughter had a baby today?
I don't know. That's just what I heard.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Are you sure?
Is that public info?
Yeah, he shared it publicly.
Okay.
It was supposed to be
With
today
people
or
on the air or
tomorrow.
just with you in the office?
Just with me
Okay.
and with a private text.
All right. Fair. Good to know.
Okay.
Congratulations, Mark. Couldn't even tell. You were expecting.
I couldn't either. Great shape, buddy.
How I've missed you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what it's like. Sometimes it flows and sometimes it just stops.
We were talking in my house about potentially going to Kansas City to watch the Boston Red Sox play the Royals. You may or may not know that Tanner Houck is a pitcher for the Boston Red Sox, and he's supposed to start tomorrow. And I know his family, so we heard that this was happening, and we thought about maybe jumping in the car and going to Kansas City. I would say we're leaning 60-40 not going right now, but it's still on the table.
That is serious devotion to
What?
baseball and to a hometown hero.
Tanner, I'd appreciate
Taking
that.
your car to your family, the full family, going to Kansas City just to watch Tanner Houck.
Well, to watch baseball,
Yeah.
to take them to. I mean, it's cool that we would know the guy who's pitching and we know his family and stuff. But I mean, my husband and I have been to Kauffman Stadium before. None of the kids have. It's a 2 hour and 50-minute drive. It's not a huge.
From here?
No,
it's
from
like,
Boston.
No, it's like a 4-hour drive from here. How fast do you drive?
I don't know. That's what the other people
Twice
who
as
were,
fast as you.
The other
Barely.
people who were going said that. I'm going to put it into my little machine here right now and find out. Call me a liar.
I just got a text saying, Mark said the baby's coming today or tomorrow. I
Ryan.
don't think the baby's here yet.
Ryan.
Well, I knew it was scheduled for today or tomorrow.
Doesn't mean the baby's born yet.
What are you talking
Just
about?
trying to give the dude a shout.
You know what probably happened? You think Mark Cox needs a shout out on 97.1 from you?
He loves it. He
No.
loves it.
You know what probably happened? This baby's probably been born. They probably haven't told anyone yet. And that's the biggest faux pas there is.
The rest of their
Spill his
family's like,
beans.
what?
And we're like, no, you don't get it. It's just Ryan. Man, I hope you didn't blow that.
No, he said it on the air this morning. He said that. He said it was scheduled for today or tomorrow.
Someone else who works here in the mornings who actively listens to that show texted me and corrected you.
Hey, guess what? Did you know that Kauffman Park is right over there? No, I'm not even
less
joking.
than 2 hours.
No, I just put it in. Wait a second. Where's the library?
Poop park?
No, not the poop park. The one outside Steve's office. It's called Kauffman Park.
Oh, so they're different parks.
I put in here Kauffman Stadium, and I just clicked the first thing that came up, and it said...
It said 1 second walk.
2 minutes walking. I'm like, see, Ryan doesn't know what he's talking about. Kauffman Stadium.
I'm getting private text from Mark Cox right now. I can't talk about him though.
3 hours and 41 minutes. You know what it is? It's 233 miles. So I think maybe the report was miles converted into time and incorrect. So it's 3 hours and 41 minutes. So more like 4 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless I'm driving it.
Yeah. Well, we start our drive from Columbia.
Yeah, exactly. That's when we start timing it.
Right. Yeah.
Man. Hannah, I want to ask you this question before we leave this segment and bring Kendra and Corey Malone from Air Comfort Service in to play X's and O's. Are you going to follow the news any more, any less, the same, moving over to Y98? Because I would assume on Y98 you are not going to be talking about much of any of this stuff.
Not politics at all.
No, but how do you particularly think you will handle this, what we do here, when you're not doing 97.1 stuff every day?
I am still going to keep an ear and a finger on politics, but I definitely don't think I'll be as consumed as I was when I was on the show. But I actually was like having to talk to management about how to disconnect from politics because I got so roped into it that I couldn't focus on my home life because I was so worried about politics and news that I couldn't turn it off, and I just was really having a lot of anxiety and fear. So that wasn't good anyway. So I will still be in touch with politics. And for those of you out there wondering, I will still be a Republican and proud conservative. No matter what station I work for, I will always share my thoughts and stay true to my beliefs.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. And there's also nothing wrong with, we talk about this a lot, and I think it's really important to have hobbies, to have things that you engage in that separate you. You know, there are things, it's important to, what is your job? Okay, well, your hobbies need to be something different than your job. And if your job is accounting or something like that, you're going to want to do something that makes you take your mind off of numbers and math and all of that stuff so that you can relax and recharge and then get back into the business of what you're a professional at and completely give yourself into your job. I think that you have to have those different things. And like, Ryan, what would you say your number one thing is if you're trying to unplug from what we're doing here other than COVID? What do you do?
Well, I think, I just go lick a handrail. After that, I mean, I do the same thing as you guys do, probably. I watch a lot of just shows and stuff just to kind of, it's a way to veg out. But individual hobbies, I love writing. And so I write, and it just kind of takes me away.
And you write fiction.
I write a lot of fiction, although I am writing a little bit of nonfiction right now for a break from fiction.
What about you, Brad?
Video games, softball. I've recently taken up golf, so I'm going to try that. And going to the gym, really. Those are kind of my three big hobbies that help me relax, unwind, and unplug, because all of those things require me to focus on the task at hand instead of what's going on out there.
Yeah, and then you can jump back into it when the time is right. All right, we're going to take a quick break. X's and O's when we return. Dirk leaves a comment. Tips for Hannah. Number 1, don't forget your headphones. Number 2, be careful looking out the office windows, which are the same office windows in Y98 that we have. And number 3, donuts are better than bagels in the morning.
All great advice other than the bagels.
Not even close. X's and O's when we come back with Hannah as an expert one more time.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/radio. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands to treat ED at up to 95% off. That's right, the same active ingredient as the brand name for 95% less. It's the same ED medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/radio. That's 4hims.com/radio for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/RADIO.
What's your favorite four-letter word? Chances are you've said it more than a few times dealing with this crazy world we live in. But at Compass Retirement Solutions, our four-letter word of choice is hope. Hope for a better tomorrow. And hope that your retirement plans don't take a back seat. You've watched inflation soar, and maybe your retirement future feels a little uncertain right now. But all hope is not lost. Find out exactly how much risk you're still taking with your investments. Find out how you may be able to save big on taxes. And find out how having a written retirement plan just might give you the hope you've been looking for. Call today to set up a meeting. 314-373-1598. That's 314-373-1598. Compass Retirement Solutions. 314-373-1598. Firm offers insurance services but does not provide tax advice. Investments and services offered through Compass Retirement Group, a registered investment advisory firm in Missouri and Illinois. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
KFTK FM Florissant. From the Under Law Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studio. 97.1 FM Talk. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
A killer remains on the loose. Lisa Brady, Fox News.
I want to say to him, we are going to find you, we're going to prosecute you, and we're going to keep you behind bars for the rest of your life.
Deb Ryan is the district attorney in Chester County, Pennsylvania, where Daniello Cavalcante escaped yesterday while awaiting a transfer to state prison, sentenced last week to life without parole for stabbing his ex-girlfriend to death in front of her children. He's from Brazil, where he's also accused of murder. They're urging the public to be alert as the manhunt continues, adding they have no evidence so far that he's left the area. The president's claiming economic success in the new jobs report.
On the final Friday before Labor Day, President Biden says the U.S. economy is performing better than any other in the world.
The real heroes in this story are the American people, average Americans. They're the ones getting up every day, putting their heads down, going out that door and going to work.
The latest unemployment report from the Labor Department says the economy added 187,000 jobs last month. The unemployment rate was slightly up, but remained below 4%.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House, but the president's poll numbers on the economy remain low, and nearly 2/3 of Americans say they're living paycheck to paycheck in new figures from Lending Club research. The public has a new way to tell the Pentagon about UFO sightings and to stay up to date on at least some of what the government knows.
The issue of whether there's life out there, whether UFOs exist, or as the Pentagon likes to call them, UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomena, has obsessed the public since the first airmen came forward about 5 years ago and said they're seeing things they could not understand. Now, after months of delay, the Pentagon has launched a website where the public and members of the military can report any suspected UFOs.
Fox's Jennifer Griffin at the Pentagon. The website will also post declassified photos documents. America is listening to Fox.
When a cold comes on strong, knock it out with Vicks DayQuil Severe for max strength daytime relief. Just one dose of Vicks DayQuil Severe starts to relieve 9 of your worst cold and flu symptoms to help take you from 9 to none. Power through your day with Vicks DayQuil Severe, the daytime non-drowsy, coughing, aching, fever, sore throat, 9 to none medicine. Use as directed.
Reggie was a nurse for 16 years.
I had become very burnt out. I wasn't making good money.
Then it happened.
There was an ad for My Computer Career, and it just spoke to me.
My Computer Career was the best decision he ever made.
I could study anywhere from my laptop, and I was working in the first couple weeks of me being in class.
Reggie hit a home run.
The field is teeming with jobs.
Become an IT pro in just months with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
The school is amazing.
It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu. This is one student's experience. Individual results.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation, weather.
It's a good-looking weather afternoon around town as we kick off the month of September. Sunny skies. We call it nice, though it's a couple of degrees warmer, 85. Tonight, clear skies. 5th, the holiday weekend, Saturday, partly sunny, about 88. Sunday, partly sunny, increasing humidity, 92 Sunday afternoon. And Monday for Labor Day, partly sunny, hot and humid, 94. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
It's the Midwest Wing Fest. It's happening tonight. The day is here. I am so excited. We are going to be in the VIP tent. Brian, are you going to be in the VIP tent?
I'll be standing outside of it waving at you.
And you're going to be VAP.
Very
adjacent.
Average.
Very average person?
No, you're not. You're VIP, and you're going to be in there with me, and Brad is going to be there as well, right? Brad, you're going to be there tonight?
Absolutely.
It's September 1st, obviously today, and tomorrow, the Midwest Wing Fest in Fairview Heights, Illinois, the VIP tent, and I think that this has Ryan Wiggins written all over it. Unlimited chicken wings.
Yeah, as long as you throw them up and I can catch them like a seal.
What? We're attracting people to come out, not to stay home. From the Dandy Inn, you get unlimited chicken wings. That is so weird. And beer from Chick Fritz Distributing, as well as private restrooms, so you don't have to wander around and look for an open one. It's all right there in the VIP tent at the MidwestWingFest.com. There are a few VIP tickets left. Tonight we'll be there from 7 to 9 p.m., but the event starts this evening at 5 p.m. through midnight, tomorrow noon to midnight, and it is one of the best events in the area this Labor Day weekend. It's Midwest Wing Fest in Fairview Heights, Illinois, benefiting combat wounded soldiers and families of local fallen heroes. Grab your tickets online at MidwestWingFest.com/events.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Retired or retiring soon? How much money do you need to live comfortably? Retirement Planners of America is here for you. Would you like to have financial peace of mind? Here's how. Step 1. Find out the amount of money you'll need to retire. Step 2. Have a plan to get there. Step 3. Make sure that plan can take advantage of market gains but protect you from market losses. Discover how to do all three with a free consultation at 800-508-6108. That's 800-508-6108.
All investments involve risk, including losses. Past performance does not guarantee future results.
If you need a new bath or shower, call my friends at Bath Fitter of St. Louis. Mark Cox here. We love our new shower and tub enclosure. It looks fantastic. No demolition, no mess, and a lifetime guarantee. Right now, they're having a sale for 20% off up to $1,000 or zero interest until 2028. That's 5 years. Call 636-338-1648. That's 636-338-1648. Bath Fitter of St. Louis.
Angie makes it easier than ever to connect with skilled professionals to get your home projects done well, from repair to remodel. Book instantly at an upfront price or request quotes from multiple pros. Get started on the app or go to Angie.com. That's ANGI.com.
Conservative solutions, objective conclusions. For news and opinion, this is St. Louis's home for conservative talk. 97.1 FM Talk. This hour of the Annie Frey Show is brought to you by Ruler Foods. Low prices, no coupons. Ruler Foods.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta
this American ride. You need to take the time and get the full picture.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Happy Friday, Friday of Labor Day weekend. Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. We are having a wonderful farewell send-off for Hannah, who is in studio with us. And we don't think that the four of us have been in studio together for over a month. Is that what we have determined?
We think so.
Well, Hannah is moving to the Y98 morning show as a co-host over there. It's a really big opportunity for her. We're very sad to lose her, but very proud of her. And so on Fridays at 2 o'clock, we've had Hannah in as an expert to play X's and O's, and she's like, I haven't been paying attention.
Yeah, Trump got a mugshot, if you guys didn't know.
All right. We'll see if there's a mugshot question in
Did
there
Trump
somewhere.
get a mugshot is number 4.
Fair. We'll see how it goes. Our contestants for today are friends from Air Comfort Service. We've got Corey and Kendra Malone in here. They've been on the show twice. Kendra is 2-0. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Yes.
Yes, but you guys switched spots in the studio.
We did.
We've had a little bit of a discussion back and forth. Kendra said that Corey can go first, and Corey's like, no, Kendra, you go first. He wants to do the ladies first thing. But I think Corey, you should just go first this time.
Okay, that sounds good.
I think it's okay. And
If
then
I'm being forced.
you can pick X's. You can pick X's or O's. Which do you want to be cool?
I'll be X's.
Okay. Before we get to the game here, and before we get Todd, the drummer, in the studio with us to get this thing started, I wanted to give you, we can send Todd with you to Y98.
Oh, my gosh.
Just
am I lucky enough to bring Todd?
Don't tell him what the joke is.
We'll negotiate.
Just say, here comes Todd, and then play the drums.
I'd be like, we're turning your mic off.
Air Comfort Service has been a great partner with us here on the 97.1 FM Talk and the Annie Frey Show for a long time. I'm so appreciative of you guys, and I have been a customer. You guys have pretty much fixed everything in my house.
I was at an OSHA 30 training class right down the street from your house.
Oh, really?
And we were going to lunch one day, and a couple of the guys were like, "Hey, there's Randy's houses." I think we've changed everything out.
Yeah, I'm running out of things that are breaking in my house.
That's good.
Unless you know how to fix the air conditioning in my Explorer. If you knew how to do that, you can join Brad and Jared this weekend trying to fix that.
That's fun.
That's a hammer.
Rear air conditioning.
The
HVAC
rear.
unit in the car.
A trailer.
When you say ooh, that means expensive. That's what I've learned.
No, it just sounds not like a lot of fun.
No, it's not. It's very expensive. So people are maybe thinking about shifting right now out of air conditioning, maybe thinking about their furnaces right now. But that heat that we just had, my goodness. I remembered when I was pregnant with Jensen and I had her in the end of July of 2012. And it was over 10 days of 100 plus heat indices. Is the weather that we had, do you feel like that's a normal occurrence in the summer in St. Louis?
Yeah, absolutely. And I go back to this. I'm not going to say when it was because it'll give my age away. No, but 2-a-days in football. It was always at the beginning of August, and it was always 100 degrees. Always. So
this isn't
100,
new.
100 degrees in August. It's St. Louis. I mean, it's kind of normal. We've the past few years we've kind of missed it a little bit, but I think it's just kind of getting back to the cycle of it all.
Yeah.
But we had some hot weather. We were just talking outside. We had some hot weather back, throughout the summer, but it was no humidity.
Yeah.
It was like 67 or 72 at night. So, everything had a chance to cool down. People came home from work, opened the windows, and everything was fine. When it's that real crazy humidity at night is when it's just stifling. And when you walk outside, to get a soda out of the garage or something, and you can't breathe.
Yeah, it really, it kind of punches you in the face. Well, there are a lot of things. I've had my air conditioner replaced by Air Comfort Service. I've had my furnace replaced by Air Comfort Service. You guys did the water heater, and you've also done an AeroSeal duct sealing on the ventilation in my home. I've got a pretty basic 2-story house. The bedrooms are on the second floor. The basement would get super frigid at night, and then you'd be basically compromising the temperature of the thermostat to what you could sleep with. That Aero-sealed duct sealing made the air so much more evenly distributed throughout the house. But something else you guys are doing right now is insulation, and it's such an important component to temperature control and comfort zones in people's houses, and it might be something that is being overlooked.
Absolutely. I forget the exact number, but at least 2/3 of the homes are under insulated. So if you think about it this way, I use our house as an example. It's a small ranch, 3-bedroom. We re-insulated our home this year. And when we went up in the attic, when you can see the trusses or see the, basically the wood on the top of, or the bottom of your ceiling, top of your ceiling, just so everybody can understand what it would be. If you can see the wood there, you need insulation. And our home was built 20 years ago, and it still has, most of the times they'll have some kind of a measuring device up there, and it'll tell you where it needs to be, and they mark it for like an R30 or R 38, whatever it needs to be per code at that time. And ours had settled about by half.
Wow.
Yeah, so we went in and took it all out, sealed all the cracks and all the seams, and then re-insulated it. So it's very important, because if you just stand on a chair and put your head up by your ceiling, it's going to be 10 degrees warmer.
You're going to notice.
Yeah, and if that's the case, you need some insulation.
Yeah. Well, if you do need that, Air Comfort Service is the right place to call. They will talk to you about what your concerns are and make sure that you are well taken care of. I say that as a customer of theirs. 314-513-0091, and reach out to them, talk to them about what you need, and they will get you set up. All right. Are you guys ready to fight? Corey?
Put them up.
Kendra?
Let's do it.
Let's go. Todd, one last time for Hannah before we send Todd over to Y98 randomly in the studio.
Yeah,
Maybe.
you can tell he's playing a little different today, can't you?
With a little extra emphasis.
Even he's feeling a little emotional.
Ryan, do you know how to do this still?
No, I don't, but
been
we're
a
going to
while.
try it. Yeah, it's been 1 week.
You did not do it last week.
No, I didn't do it last week, but I did it the week before that.
Well, it's 2 weeks.
Okay, well, I missed 1 week. So I'm trying to dig deep and find where this was in the recesses of my memory. But here we are playing X's and O's again. Kendra and Corey have switched places, and Corey can now see my answer sheet.
I cannot.
Which he's
Now
realizing.
you know why that's the winning spot.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Stop telling our secrets.
Okay. So, are we going to let Kendra go first? No, we're going to do Corey. We're going to do Corey.
Corey's going first.
All right, Corey, you know the rules. You pick a square behind you, 1 through 9. They're numbered. It's a tic-tac-toe board. Each square has a corresponding question. Each question will be answered by one of our experts, Annie, Hannah,
Hannah.
or Brad. Last time for Hannah. Not really. We'll have you back in here, but last time as an official member of the show today. So, Corey, where do you want to start on the board?
Let's start 2.
Number 2, top middle.
Number 2, and who will answer that question for you?
Let's just go around the room. Hannah.
Hannah!
I'm scared.
All right, since you've been paying close attention, a member of the U.S. House from Missouri is facing pressure and ethical scrutiny over paying their spouse a handsome sum for security detail out of campaign donations. Which U.S. House member is it?
He's got a circle on the board. He knows who it
That's
is.
been funneling tens of thousands of dollars
Some money.
to their spouse.
Hey.
U.S. House member.
I'm
You can
gonna
guess Corey Malone if you
say-
want. He's pointed himself.
Yeah, is it Corey
I'm not going to
Malone?
say that Corey Malone is funneling money for advertisement purposes.
She's so
Security.
You're welcome, Annie.
We trained
Security.
her so well. Thank you.
You're welcome, Annie.
You're going to be just fine.
I'm going to say Donald Duck.
Donald Duck. All right.
Ooh, agree
Is
or
it
disagree?
the Don?
It is not. It is the Bush. Corey Bush.
Now that makes sense.
That is correct. Corey knew it right away. You could see it in his eyes.
Yeah.
And all of his hand gestures.
The circle's already on the board.
Wow, I'm in trouble.
It is Corey Bush. All right. Kendra,
All right, let's go with number 3.
number 3. Who's
Top
answering
right.
for you?
Brad.
Okay.
Brad, guess what? You have.
Oh. Yay!
I'm shocked I didn't do that.
Stumbled into sound.
Please be sports. Please.
Entertainment.
This is a real clip from this week. It won't sound like it because I've run it through AI. Tell me, Brad, who said, excuse me, who said this?
I'll say this. The president has done more to secure the border and to deal with this issue of immigration than anybody else. He really has.
Ay.
Let's go with the press secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre.
Agree or disagree? Kendra.
Disagree.
Disagree. He's marking the board already for some reason. Here's who really said that this week.
Darn.
I would say this. The president has done more to secure the border and to deal with this issue of immigration than anybody else. He really has.
Maybe it is that spot.
Now, you can't hear it,
This
but
might be a really
she's
quick
crossing her fingers while she's saying that into the camera and smiling real
It's
big.
opposite day.
I meant to say. You didn't sound very convincing, though.
Oh, Brad will screw around like that. You got to be careful.
It's
Yeah.
okay.
He's
It's
a
all
youth pastor.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I got to try to sound aloof when I answer.
Yeah, go, duh.
Hannah's trying to do the same thing with her answers.
Corey's got a commanding lead right out of the gate.
Might be a quick game.
Where do you want to go?
We'll go number one for the sweep.
Oh,
please.
okay. Number one.
Top left.
And who's
tic-tac-toe.
answering this for you?
We're going to go to Brad.
Brad
Ooh.
for the sweep of the first three. Man, this is a change. Kendra beat you badly last. Well, not the last time, but the time before that. All right, Brad, you have.
Uh-oh.
Stumbled into sound.
Man, you did miss being here. Are you okay? Is medicine just wearing off a little, or
Yeah, I'm
kicking
getting real
in?
hot.
Wait till he gets that chai.
Oh, Trisha.
No,
Hurry up, Trisha.
don't, Trisha.
This is a real clip from the week, but it won't sound like it's run through AI. You have to tell me, Brad, who said this.
These are bad people. These are sick people we're dealing with. But to every COVID tyrant who wants to take away our freedom, hear these words: we will not comply. So don't even think about it.
That is the lovingly referred to as the other guy by the Democratic Party. That's Donald Trump,
Former guy.
the former guy.
I was gonna
Is
guess
it?
that.
Is it Donald Trump?
Well, it was a wonderful statement. Very, very nice statement by the president.
People tell me.
People tell me.
China.
China. Came from China. It is correct.
Man, he's on it.
Oh,
These are bad
I
people.
didn't
These are
even get
sick
a
people we're
chance.
dealing with. But to every COVID tyrant who wants to take away our freedom, hear these words: we will not comply. So don't even think about it.
Corey Malone hasn't slept in a week preparing for today.
Yeah.
Man,
I think
he's
he
doing
studied.
homework.
I think he studied.
He knows him before the experts know him. He has a tic-tac-toe after 3 squares and is doing a sweeping motion right now. I don't know what it means.
I would like to wait for a cliffhanger point to take a break, but Kendra is she's gonna fight back big.
Yeah.
And
Well, she's got to come back and get the next 6. so.
maybe
That
it's
is
possible. Stay with us right here and continue to play X's and O's on the air with us. For recap of the week in news, we are joined right now by Corey and Kendra Malone of Air Comfort Service for your heating, your air conditioning, your insulation needs. Call who my family calls frequently. Air Comfort Service, and they will take great care of you. AirComfortService.com. We'll wrap this game up when we come back. Don't go away.
If I'll make it, but watch how good I'll fake it. It's alright, tonight.
I woke up with a strange tattoo. Not sure how I got it, not $1 in my pocket, and it kinda looks just like you. Mixed with Zach Galifianakis. La la la.
I'm Jack Wagner, host of the show Otherworld, a podcast that tells stories of real people who experience something paranormal or unexplained. Before Otherworld, I wasn't even interested in the paranormal. That changed when I realized how many people are out there who have experienced something extraordinary and never told anyone about it. I started this show to take a grounded approach to the paranormal, help people tell their stories in their own words, and encourage more people to come forward with their own. Listen to Otherworld now for free on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm Ty Burrell, actor and small business owner. I'm going to show you my 5 steps for making the perfect radio ad. This one's about innovation refunds and the ERC. First step, be relatable. As a small business owner, I know that filing for the ERC tax refund can feel complicated and confusing. Also, I like pizza and puppies. There, done. Step 2, Cold Hard Info. The ERC, or Employee Retention Credit for long, is a tax credit for eligible businesses that kept employees on payroll in 2020 and 2021. So if you qualify, Innovation Refund's network of independent tax attorneys could help you claim it. Step 3, call to action. Go to innovationrefunds.com to get started. Step 4, the jingle I wrote myself. Actually, scratch that. Just go to innovationrefunds.com or call 1-843-REFUNDS and go to Step 5. Legal stuff.
Innovation Refunds does not provide tax or legal advice. We work with an independent network of tax professionals. Terms and conditions apply. Ty is a paid spokesman.
Yeah, it's a masterpiece.
You're hearing a commercial I set out for, and I wish I would have done this years ago, because I mean the trade, we're so done in trades because we're just getting brutalized by the working class. But if you want great service as quick as we can get to you, like we're busy, and reasonable prices, if you call me, I would not waste your time. You will get equipment that will heat and cool your home. If you're looking for a furnace or air conditioner, it broke down, or you just need service, call me. Bart Inman. Again, it's Bart Inman, and with one really easy number, Missouri and Illinois. There's only one number for Missouri and Illinois. It's 314-293-2600, or the internet. Well, that was a large breath. The internet. BartInman.com. That's Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com. God bless.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Save up to 20% on a new HVAC system when you bundle it with attic insulation. 9 out of 10 homes are under-insulated. For a free estimate on attic insulation, visit aircomfortservice.com.
There are many ways to listen. Most choose radio. But have you tried streaming? Download the Odyssey app and you can stream 97.1 with one touch. Or try it touchless by telling your smart speaker to play it. Show. Follow Annie on Twitter @AnnieFryShow.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. It is a Labor Day weekend. You are about to embark on a long weekend, I hope, for you, and the weather is beautiful. We are joined by our friends from Air Comfort Service, Corey and Kendra Malone in studio. If you want to learn more about how Air Comfort Service can help you with your heating needs, your air conditioning needs, your insulation needs, go online to aircomfortservice.com. We are 3 squares into X's and O's right now, and Corey has a tic-tac-toe across the top of the board. It's Kendra's turn, and we're about to see a mighty comeback, I think. I'm feeling it.
Here we go.
Unless Corey keeps putting the circles on the board before anybody even does anything.
By the time I get halfway through the question, he's like, done.
Got it.
You guys are making it easy on me, though, because you have 1, 2, 3 off the board. 1, 2, 3, I can mark those off, which means we only have 4 through 9 left. So here we go. We'll get Todd back into here drumming.
Todd.
And think we're back to Kendra, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Kendra, this is the beginning of your comeback.
Here it is.
Which question do you want to start with?
I'll do
or
5.
Square.
5.
That's a center square.
Number 5. Who's going to answer this for you?
I'll go with Hannah.
Okay.
Hannah, this one has audio with it. As usual, in any given week, we hear lots of questions shouted from reporters at politicians and public figures doing press conferences.
Okay.
But arguably, the most famous question this week was this one.
What are your thoughts on running for re-election in 2026?
Very short.
Did they say 2026?
It did. It did say 2026. I'll play it one more time for you. There was a lot of controversy with this question.
What are your thoughts on running for re-election in 2026?
Do you know who the reporter was asking that question to?
Maybe they just messed up when they said 26 and meant to say 24, and they're talking about Joe Biden?
Maybe.
Kendra? Agree or disagree? Everybody has started their
Not
Labor Day
looking good.
weekend a little early, except for Corey, who's like, "This is my moment."
I'll agree.
Are you sure?
I wish you could see
disagree.
Corey's face. I wish
Ouch.
Corey just gets this like tee look on his face.
He's drawing
Corey,
a turtle.
He drew a turtle because. Go ahead.
The turtle.
Cocaine Mitch.
Oh, Mitch McConnell.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did not do my homework.
Mitch McConnell. For the circle gets the center square.
It's not the worst turtle I've ever seen.
I thought he
not-
was calling us a turtle because we couldn't figure out the answer.
No.
I would never do that.
No.
Okay.
Just the.
Corey, how did you ever lose this game in the past?
he
I have no idea.
He got stupid entertainment questions.
Yeah.
Ah,
That's why.
that's the way I need to do
I don't
this
know the
next
answers to
time.
those either.
All right,
Probably
Corey,
don't
back to you. What do you want to do next?
Does it matter?
No. You got 1, 2, 3 opportunities.
Let's
for
go
tic-tac-toe.
9.
No. What a generous guy. Okay. Who's Annie? Okay.
Yeah.
Annie.
I'm here.
Ukraine has now launched strikes on Russian forces in Russian territory in a counteroffensive. This war has been going on for roughly a year and a half. Your question: other than Russia, Ukraine borders 6 other nations. Name
Oh no.
2.
Name 2.
You got 6 choices. Some of them are harder than others.
Is Belarus a country?
It is.
That's one.
Okay, you go with Belarus.
I have somebody who's messaging me right now about Tinkerbell. Oh my god.
Tinkerbell.
I know who that is.
Poland.
Belarus and Poland. Agree or
I will
disagree?
agree.
That is correct.
Yay! I'm so
Yes.
worried about embarrassing myself.
Yes. The other one's Romania, Moldova, Hungary, and Slovakia.
Okay.
That was 9.
That was 9. That's correct.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's okay. You can do 7.
Preemptive selecting. I'm just gonna get that
I'll
one
get
next
7
time.
too. Don't worry about it.
It's kind of starting to have that collusion feel to it.
It really does feel that.
Corey.
It's the spot.
Ryan, where have you been? Where have you been all week?
I was hanging out with my friend Rory Falone.
Going over the questions, huh?
He and Rory were at.
Oh, he's getting in his wallet.
Yeah. Can you give me a little bit of something to give to Rory? By
He
the
and
way?
Rory were at Safety Training Center over in Illinois.
There we go.
That's right.
Yeah. I actually
Oh,
thought you were
man.
getting money out of your wallet, so that would
No, that already happened.
Checks in the mail.
Yeah.
We took care of that.
Okay,
Oh, you
and our drinks are here
do
right in the middle of the
not
segment. That's
give
fantastic.
him- Ethan, did you go get that coffee?
No. It was Trisha.
Trisha got it for us.
Yeah.
Thank you, Trisha.
Trisha's
Nobody
the best.
offered me a drink.
Yeah.
Good grief. All
great.
right, carry on. We got to get this done.
Okay. Kendra.
Wow. 6 for the block. Let's see what we can do here.
One of the blocks. Yeah.
one of the blocks.
One of the
Well,
blocks.
One of the blocks. Annie.
Yeah.
Please.
Annie.
Let's go.
Rumors have been circulating that Oliver Anthony has been tapped to play the national anthem at this year's Super Bowl. This week, Anthony addressed that rumor on Joe Rogan's podcast. Did he confirm that he will be playing or deny that he will be playing the Super Bowl?
Say it one more time. I wasn't listening. I'm so sorry. I have
Okay.
a lot going on.
Ukraine has now launched strikes on Russian forces in Russian territory.
Shut up.
Rumors have been circulating that Oliver Anthony has been tapped to play the national anthem at this year's Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You with me?
Yeah.
This week, Anthony addressed that rumor
Uh-huh.
on the Joe Rogan podcast.
the
Did
longest
he
question.
confirm that he will be playing it, or did he deny that he will be playing it?
I have no idea the answer to this, Kendra.
I don't either. So
I'm gonna say he denied that he's gonna be playing the national anthem. I think that's way too divisive.
I'm gonna agree with you.
I think that's what common sense would dictate.
You are both correct.
Yay! There you go. High five, Kendra.
Yes. He denied that he
goodness.
has been asked to play the Super Bowl. That is a internet rumor. All right. Well, there goes the sweep.
That's right.
But you could still take the rest of these and get to historic territory where you were on the other side of once.
Yes.
Right? Because I think it was 8-1.
It was.
The first time you guys came in the other direction.
It was.
So that's what's on the line here. Corey, where do you want to go?
We're going to go 7.
7.
And Hannah.
Okay, last
Hannah's
square.
last answer.
Oh. And
Please be Joe Biden.
it's not.
Or is it?
Hannah, this week a
Is it
random
sports?
president of the United States was caught. No. This week, a San Francisco bakery refused to serve a police officer because he was, fill in the blank, A, police officer, B, carrying a gun, or C, too sweaty.
Oh. San Francisco?
San Francisco bakery
If they
refused
draw
to
the
serve a
line
police officer.
at being too sweaty, you gotta be kidding me. Not possible, but maybe.
But they really did refuse to serve a police officer because he was A, police officer, B, carrying a gun,
hard.
or C, too sweaty.
I'm going to say B, carrying a gun.
Because all of those are plausible, I will agree.
Man, you are killing it.
Oh, man!
You are killing it.
Good job, man.
It is. They refused to serve him because he had a gun, even though he was a police officer.
Well, so if he would have walked in without a gun and ran out and stole it, they would have been fine.
They would probably been okay with that.
They
Yeah.
would have had to let him go because it was less than $900.
That's right. That's a lot of donuts you could take. Ooh, let's go to San Fran, buddy. Kendra.
Jeez.
Yeah, but what about bagels?
Yeah, they're a little more pricey.
You really should have gave me a sports question.
I don't set this up.
It's true.
You don't?
Like, well, since it's Hannah. No.
2 squares left.
I'll do 8, please. Let's go, Brad.
8.
For the double block.
This is my last one.
Brad, I almost can't believe this. You got the trifecta here on Stumbled Into Sound, another real clip from the week, run through AI so it won't sound like the person saying it. Tell me, Brad, who said this?
Mitch is a friend, as you know. Not a joke. We've always, people don't believe that the case, but we have disagreements politically, but he's a good friend.
He said, not a joke. That's Joe Biden. No, I'm serious. It's Joe Biden, not a joke.
This guy sucks.
I just want to play the AI one more time, just because.
Mitch is a friend, as you know. Not a joke. We've always, people don't believe that the case, but we have disagreements politically, but he's a good friend.
It's a word scramble. It's a game. All the words there. It's like, how many sentences can you make with the words the President of the United States uses?
Mm-hmm.
Robin Ware.
Well played. At gmail.com.
Yeah.
Joe
Biden.
Agree or disagree?
Agree.
Here's who really said it.
Mitch is a friend, as you know, not a joke. We always know people don't believe that's the case, but we have disagreements politically, but he's a good friend. And
There you go.
Nice.
That is the President of the United States talking about his good buddy Mitch McConnell.
Out of breath getting those words out.
Yep. Okay. Man, this is still a dominant victory if you can pull it off. Corey?
We'll see.
The last, yeah, we'll see if there's any doubt. So which square you wanted to go to here?
I guess we'll go to 4.
Number 4. Oh, okay. And who's on the board?
Annie is all that's left.
Annie.
Let's do it. Let's go.
Annie's paying close attention.
Yes, I am. I'm explaining Tinkerbell to somebody.
We can see.
Well, they said to me, they were behind on the show, and they said, why didn't you call it Tinklebell? And I'm like, that's funny, except for we were talking about how the fact that the person who flies from the top of the castle to the bathrooms is usually a male because there's a weight requirement, a minimum, and it was a dude. So we weren't really talking about the person having to pee.
And I think we were talking about the dude doing it very ungracefully.
Yes.
Like, oh gosh, I can't even make it through this fireworks show.
Waving.
Don't start it.
I gotta get down that bathroom. What's the fastest way? I'm taking that wire right now.
Square 4.
Square 4.
If the answer is Tinkerbell, I'm so happy.
Well, we can see the strategy of the indictments playing out now as multiple blue state governors have telegraphed their strategy, which is to keep Trump off the ballot entirely. You know, for democracy. But the governor of this New England swing state said this week that it won't happen in his state. Which governor was it?
I don't know the answer to this. Massachusetts.
Which governor was it?
Oh, like you want the name?
Yeah.
The mayor of Michigan.
Of a New England swing state.
A New England swing state?
What?
I think I know who this is.
Whose square is this? Yours?
Yeah.
Okay, does it have any bearing
Yeah,
on
I
it?
think it might, Corey.
Just go ahead and
Just
put
a
your
little.
O.
Just say Tankerbell.
Governor Kathy Hochul of New York.
Oh, okay. New York's in play, I guess. Glad to hear that.
That purple state.
Yep. I'm really glad to hear that.
Yeah. It's
Corey?
exciting.
Should I be nice and
No.
agree?
No.
She doesn't want that. She doesn't want the charity.
All right, I'll disagree.
That is correct. The answer is, you want to try
Was it Chris Sununu?
It is Chris Sununu, New Hampshire.
Hey.
Yes, he said that will not affect New Hampshire. So there you go. That is a dominant victory by Mr. Corey Malone.
It must be the spot.
Yeah.
It's got to be.
All right. We'll have to have you back, and we'll continue to test this theory. Thank you so much, Air Comfort Service, for being a sponsor of the show and coming in, Corey and Kendra, to play with us. We always love sharing this time with you guys. So
Oh, it's
thanks for
great.
being
We
here.
appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Of course. If you're looking for air conditioning, furnace, or insulation help in your home, go to aircomfortservice.com. One more segment left with Hannah on the show. Hannah, you ready to finish this off with a bow on the top?
Not really.
No?
But we're going to do it.
You're going to do it. All right. Don't go anywhere. Join us on the Annie Frey YouTube while we play a little montage to send Hannah away when we come back. Don't go away.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Twitter @Annie Frey Show.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-652-5241 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-652-5241. That's 800-652-5241. What do you have to lose? Call 800-652-5241. Again, 800-652-5241.
Somehow the time has come for me to do my final time check here on the Annie Frey Show in 97.1.
Slow clap for Hannah.
Oh, man, these time checks. Woo!
Go.
Wiggins?
Yeah. Go.
You're going to have to take them over.
Oh, I'm fine with that.
And
but-
you usually average a C-.
What time is it, Hannah?
Yeah,
The
we really
time
dragged this out. We gotta
is
really clap now.
2:40, and this time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
If you've been looking to finish your kitchen, to refinish your kitchen, and you've thought about investing in new cabinets, countertops, and all of that, what ends up happening is you go look into it, you do some of the math, and then you go, holy cow, this is incredibly expensive. I want you to check out on their website right now. Go to classickitchenrefacing.com. That's classickitchenrefacing.com. It is an incredibly less expensive way to remodel your kitchen, but have those stunning results that you've been looking for. You can change the looks of your cabinets to a wood or paint color. You can add countertops in granite, laminate. You can change the hinges and the pulls to really modern finishes and really bring it to life for an incredibly less amount of money. Classic Kitchen Refacing is a family-owned and operated business. They are invested fully in quality, but also making sure that your kitchen transformation is a showstopper at an affordable price. If you've been considering refinishing your kitchen, you want Classic Kitchen Refacing. 314-739-1730. That's 314-739-1730. Find them online at classickitchenrefacing.com.
The Mark Reardon Show.
Hey, guess who's back with us? Kenny Wallace.
The year went bad because of the front office, not Wayno. Wayno had nothing to do with us being as bad as we are.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
St. Louis's home for conservative talk.
The Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Man, what we like about Hannah, you guys are really giving us all of the words that maybe we haven't had so far in your comments on the Annie Frey YouTube chat. Come and join us there. Subscribe to the channel. We're real close to 6,000. If you haven't subscribed to the Annie Frey YouTube channel yet, Hannah, it is her last day on the show with us here on the Annie Frey Show, and she's going literally next door to the morning show on Y98. This opportunity presented itself to you, and you took a chance at it, Hannah, and you got the job. It surprises none of us, but we're definitely going to miss you here.
I am going to miss you guys so much. I'm going to try not to cry, but you guys have given me all the knowledge that I have and so much love and support, and I have nothing but good memories to look back on from the past 2 years, and I'm just so blessed that I got the opportunity to work on this show and be involved with all the listeners and make all the memories that I did. So I will miss this very, very, very much, but a piece of my heart and soul will always be with the Annie Frey Show in this station and the listeners.
When Hannah was starting to be presented with this opportunity, Hannah wanted to talk to me, and she pulled me aside in the studio over there, and you were pretty nervous to talk to me, I think, about the opportunity at first.
Almost threw up in trash can in that studio, but yes.
You didn't need to. We know. I know that listeners might be tuning in and go, oh my gosh, this stinks. Hannah's leaving. Hannah's going to be in the same company, same building, our sister station, Y98. You're probably not going to be hanging around the studio between noon and 3 all the time. But if we want to have you back and you'll come back, we will include you in the show. So you won't be here every day, but you won't be that far away. But it's my encouragement to everybody listening right now to understand that we as a show are incredibly proud of Hannah and the growth. I mean, being 21 years old, having the opportunity to go and do what you're going to do on the Y98 morning show with our colleagues over there. We're incredibly happy for you. We're very proud of you. We, there's no hard feelings, not even a pinch of them.
Good. Oh, love you guys.
On the Annie Frey YouTube channel, we've got quite a few comments coming in. I'm going to read a few of them. But first, Ryan Wiggins put together something as a montage to Hannah. Let's listen.
I feel like we're all pretty conceited.
Oh,
Oh, man.
that's not where I thought that was going.
10 seconds later.
I think I had the wrong definition of conceited.
For a brighter tomorrow, vote Hannah for mayor. Mayor of Michigan.
Michigan? So if any of you guys at home are whiteboard experts, I would really... Oh, the whiteboard.
Magic whiteboard.
Look what happens when I write on the board. Literally, the ink disappears.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, the rap. Listen, this is Hannah G. I'm here to talk about fiscal policy. You might think that's lame, but you should see your face.
You're gonna get
talking about
fired
that money.
from Y98.
Get a taste. You want to go and dance? You want to buy some snacks? Well, you're gonna need that money. Don't trust leftist super PAC. They will try to tell you it's not the government's fault, but that will make you poor. Try and get involved. I'm Hannah G, and I'm not about that vanity. I'm
bring Gen Z some monetary sanity. You might think I'm glam just because I'm young, but you're gonna feel that slam. My muscle's 21. Peace.
That was the first time she ever read that, too.
Yep. There's bush snipe. You know, they
Oh,
live
the snipes.
bush snipe live in like wooded areas.
There's head for the
in
mountain
the bush.
snipe.
Yeah.
Hannah, you feeling like maybe you want to go on a snipe hunt?
It kind of sounds scary.
It's not if you bring the proper equipment.
She's right. You got to bring a machete. Although if you catch a snipe at the right moment, like right when it jumps,
Have you caught a
that can
snipe?
get bloody.
You kill them?
Well, if they jump at you, you're not gonna just let it claw my face off.
It's supposed to kill them.
I'm just amazed so many people know about snipes.
Are you concerned that someone you care about has been
Oh.
brainwashed by communists? Then call Hannah Gibbs.
Socialism is the solution to our wealth gap problems.
Super cool. If you level the playing field and let everyone work for whatever wealth they're willing to strive for, you'll really have achieved a more equal system.
Yeah,
Hannah is 20 years old and can fix any potentially ridiculous political argument with a couple sentences and a smile.
Hi.
Hi, you are the
Rob
man.
Kramer.
Thanks.
Traditional gender confirmation. Love it. That's the way to go, huh?
If I say
sound
no,
like a
will you still
baby.
talk to me?
I wouldn't leave it to chance.
Then yes.
Now infiltrate parties throughout the St. Louis area. Hannah Gibbs. She's here for good.
Yay.
That was awesome. Thank you for making that. Oh, I can't believe it's done.
It's done. It's exciting. The YouTube live chat poll for today is what will you miss the most about Hannah? And we gave you 4 options: refocusing the show, refocusing Ryan Wiggins, her youthful contributions, or pretty much everything. Doug says no one can refocus Wiggins. Full of tears. Don't leave us, Hannah. We can't do Wiggins without you.
I don't know a suggestion to that.
Nobody can do Wiggins.
We didn't try while you were gone. For the record, we were like, we'll set that aside.
I heard
and-
some of the show. I thought you guys did a good job, though. It was a very informative show for the last couple days.
It was an interesting testament knowing that we were hoping to be able to get all 4 of us back in here for this show on Friday. It was interesting for Brad and I to do the show that we did because we did a different kind of show. And there were people who were listening who really liked what we were doing, but there was obviously still something missing. It definitely felt that way for me because part of the charm, I think, of the AFS as a whole is that we don't take ourselves too seriously. And we had some funny moments here and there, but none of the stuff that when we're laughing really hard, like none of that is planned.
Right.
Oh, no.
It's not like, and then we'll do this joke. I mean, it all is genuinely just us really hanging out with each other and hanging out with you as a listener and reading all the feedback that we're getting constantly, like in real time feedback from our listeners and our comments on the live chat. And I think that makes it, it doesn't make us better than anyone else, but I do think it distinguishes us from other people in the business who are in this lane, in the news talk lane.
Yeah, those are the comments I get, Hannah. You probably, when you're out, oh, I'm sorry.
Just don't leave her alone.
All right. Well, good.
She's working through it.
Good. That when we're out, just like we will be tonight at Midwest Wing Fest, and people just want to talk and hang out with us, it's because they feel like they can hang out with us, and that's good. And they also say to me often, I'm guessing you guys get the same feedback, that they like the balance, that we do a lot of pretty deep, I don't even know if the word philosophical comes up, but pretty deep, like heavy stuff that's both political, philosophical, religious sometimes stuff. And we have interviews. We talk about the actual daily news, like pretty weighty stuff a lot of times. And then we'll come right back and laugh at it, maybe even the same segment a lot of times, and up around. And I think that's a good, you said the right thing. It's a distinction. It's something that we do a little bit differently.
Yeah. And Brad, I mean, you became a part of this Annie Frey Show family starting as a listener. So your path to this show, like Ryan, I think you kind of said something about that earlier in the show. We are kind of an unusual suspects when it comes to how to put together a radio show. There's a lot of, in radio, a lot of times people have been in the industry and you kind of just go through the cycle of how you get to one place or the other. And we're not unlike those people, but we do have different parts. And for you, Brad, to have been such a faithful listener to the show, you know what it's like to be on the other end and to know what it's like to have a connection to Hannah.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember ironically hearing you or maybe your wife tell the story of when the job became available for the executive producer position on this show. And you guys were listening live then?
Yeah, so the announcement's going to happen. We got a big announcement. And so we had just pulled up in my driveway, and Terry and I just sat in the truck. We were going to listen to the big announcement. And whenever that person left, I looked at my wife, and I said, man, I couldn't imagine trying to be the person after that person. Ironically enough, that was my job.
And that was a God thing. That I've told this story before, but when the executive producer position on this show opened up, that happened essentially the day after I got home of delivering Molly. So I was completely emotionally stable and sound and hormonally balanced.
I remember that.
I had just brought a brand new, as Hannah referred to, a brand new baby, a fresh baby,
fresh baby
home.
Fresh smelling.
And kind of got this bomb dropped on me and understood at the time as well, as much as I could. But I remember looking at my husband when that spot came open, and I said, what happens next? Like, what do I do? And I remember very specifically praying that God would say, just calm down. I got this. And I remember asking in my prayers for A, give me a really, really good solution, but B, also give me some peace that the solution is going to be the right thing. And I mean, significantly, I remember the moment. I remember watching For Love of the Game and Kevin Costner and that baseball movie on the TV. I signed something on some arbitrary movie platform that we subscribe to that has nothing to do with anything. So I can just give myself over to a story right now and distract myself. And that's when I thought to myself, I wonder if Brad would be interested in a job in radio. What's he doing these days?
Cutting grass, substitute teaching.
Hey, just like this weekend.
Yeah, sorry, couldn't get past
Some
that
things
yet.
never change.
But it is emphatically so, and this is maybe a little indulgent on my part to do this and say this right now, to say that in every situation in my career where I have had turmoil, my dad said this to me once. When you are up against it, God is asking you, will you trust me in this? And the most turmoil comes when I say, but what about my idea? What about where I'm coming from? And God leans in and says, will you trust me in this? And as I get older, I'm becoming just an itty bitty bit more wiser and saying, I don't know what the answer is, but I'm going to trust God in this. And I got Brad out of it, and I got Hannah out of it. I even got Ryan Wiggins out of it, but that's where I keep asking myself,
Yeah,
why?
That's the real test.
That's the test. And
Yeah.
you know what? God, I would be right to sit down and say, yes, I trust you. This is something special, noon to 3. Hannah, you are forever a part of that special thing here. And when you go on to the next thing, and in radio, there will be a next thing, and there will be a next thing. Always ask yourself if you're trusting God. And if the answer is yes, then move forward. And that's what you're doing right now. And people have asked, I'm trusting God for the next step for this show as well, where Hannah isn't an everyday part of it, but you're always part of the family.
Thank you. I love you guys. I love the listeners. So bittersweet.
A couple comments before we get to the results of today's poll. Libby says, it's like driving a car with one missing tire. Hannah, you will be missed, girl. Jody says, congratulations, Hannah. So proud of you. Todd says, Hannah, you'll be missed. You bring a breath of fresh air and youth with you. Good luck in all of your future endeavors. Andrew says, bring Hannah on for once a week, please. So we will negotiate with her agent and see what we can come up with. Scooter says, I will miss anecdotal stories.
Oh, Scoot.
Yep. And Scooter also says, this is a Scooterism for the road. It's hard to believe that the economy is doing so poorly when Hannah is doing so well. Hannahnomics is real.
Wow.
He's so good. He's so on point. The Annie Frey YouTube live chat poll for today is, what will you miss the most about Hannah? 5% said refocusing the show, 6% said refocusing Wiggins, 20% said her youthful contributions, and 70% said pretty much everything.
Oh, man.
And I would say I'm in that category.
I love you guys. Thank you so much.
Go kick some serious butt on Y98 and don't be a stranger here.
All right. We'll miss you.
All right. Wingfest tonight, folks. We'll see you there.
Attention taxpayers. If you or your business owe the IRS back taxes or have years of unfiled tax returns, the IRS has green-lighted billions of dollars in tax relief to those facing financial hardship through its tax relief initiatives. If you have a delinquent tax problem and possibly facing wage garnishment, liens, levies, audits, or already in a payment plan, you may now qualify for significant relief. Qualifying and enrolling in this program could stop all collections, settle your tax problem, and may